And moving on.
Moving on. So hey, let's talk about sports for a second. All right.
Hey, what's the score on that? No, what's the score on Cincinnati right now?
The real question is the real question is who gives a shit.
Right. Cincinnati won.
In overtime with a field goal?
No fucking way. Joe Burrow's beat. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, tell me Burrow's going to beat that ass.
No. But did y'all see that meme that was going? No, there was like
fuck Kansas City.
No. Listen. There's a coalition against, and I'm gonna fuck names up because I don't know all their names. But there was a coalition that everyone was begging Joe to beat the Chiefs simply because
of his brother.
Yeah, the Chiefs quarterback's brother.
Because he's such a cock,
dude. That was amazing.
Because he's such a dick, and like,
wait, he's just I don't know. It's just interesting character. Ayo.
Yeah.
Why? Sanchez is good. He's the life of the party.
Oh, I'm the life of the party.
All right. Well,
I was just fucking. I don't know.
What is it? The movie Wolf. I ain't going fucking nowhere. I ain't fucking leaving.
Yeah, my bad, guys.
I ain't fucking leaving.
Such my bad. Anyways, let's move on.
We were talking about bike clubs before we were interrupted. We're gonna try and continue with that.
Let's continue with that. Let's talk. You know what? Let's talk about that.
I thought we were talking about the game.
You have experienced individuals at the table.
There was a joke about gangs and bike gangs, and it's
Yeah,
literally not what the hell that is.
First off, like when everyone wants to talk about the stereotypical Sons of Anarchy fucking thing, and it's not. That is not a thing. Okay, so it's a cool show, but do not try
and do not go out in public with one of those.
Do not like buy a Harley and go out and buy a fucking vest and throw some patches on.
Because you are not a fucking badass.
You're not.
You're not.
There's a lot of guys that earn the shit on their fucking back that take that very serious. Not saying that's us around this table, but you are going to get educated one way or another.
And I'm telling you, it's not. It's definitely a different life.
It is. It's a whole other thing, man. It really is. It is. But anyway, moving on. So
there's always subsets or alternative lifestyles that wear lots of leather clothing.
Hey, you don't have a mic. Shut the fuck up.
He's got me. I'm a
love
mic.
you, Will.
Oh,
love you, Will.
You are a mic.
Even though you're a cocksucker, I love you, Will.
Or is that why you love him?
I was about to say, hold on, before we continue this conversation, let's introduce
Mike. How's it going?
I'm
Welcome
another
to the
Mike.
table.
I'm another Mike over
the round
here
table.
I've been on the podcast before, season 1. I helped produce in the past as well.
Right on.
Pretty much sat around and sucked up air, made some noise, smoked some cigarettes. Like you do.
I like it.
So, anywho, I have no biking experience aside from dirt bikes when I was younger. That's how I got this scar.
I don't see this
because I don't know.
This
I don't know.
must have been a
I don't know how to
wipeout.
I don't know. I don't know how to stop them and keep them vertical. Yeah, I
think I have a lot of mental scars.
I was straight. See, I've got a lot of mental scars.
We know that, Mikey.
It was like almost dying experience.
I've only got a few of those.
I've had a lot of those. When I got my first fucking bike. My first legal bike, excuse me. CBR.
The first one, as far as the state is concerned.
CBR 1000, and I picked this up from Lexington, North Carolina, from Garwood Customs. It was a fucking. It was a CBR 1000 08, and it wasn't stretched or anything like that. It was salvage title, man. I picked it up for a great fucking price. Only had like 4,000 miles on the fucking thing, and when I got there, it was almost closing time, and it was about to rain. So as soon as I finished out the paperwork, we fucking leave, and it starts downpouring. I mean, I couldn't see 5 foot in front of my fucking helmet for half the ride home. I get to Fayetteville. It's so much nicer. It's really cold. I was just in this fucking heavy ass fucking rain, and this fucking guy pulls out right in front of me, and I swear to God, I'll lock up my back, and I thank God I've never been down, and I am very happy it wasn't in that instant. It was fucking, I don't know what it was, but I think it was like a Honda Fit, and the only thing I thought to myself was, I better not be going down because of this little fucking thing. It was fucking terrible, man. I locked up the back wheel, the whole thing skidded, and fucking, it scared the shit out of me. My butthole was definitely puckered up on that one. That was scary.
Dude, so I went from a run, all right, so I was down in Louisiana.
Poker run?
No. I went for a run. I was down in Louisiana. I had these two dudes, and they were great fucking guys, great brothers now in my club. Very great brothers. and we rode all the way from Louisiana to Alabama to Tennessee, then to Michigan.
I know that was a fun fucking ride,
Good
dude.
God.
In the middle,
mileage.
so I mind you, in the middle of beginning of March.
So a little chilly.
So talk about snow, sleet, rain, fucking blizzard. We rode all of it, dude, all of it.
Yes.
And so when you get up there, you get you get a little bit of fucking recognition for riding that ride, especially in the middle of that month. And so it's northern Michigan, by the way. You can see the
Good
border
God.
of Canada. And so Michigan wasn't bad. Indiana can fucking suck my
Really?
dick.
Really?
Oh my God! Let
Yeah.
me tell you how miserable I was. That was the worst
And what-
fucking.
and
There's
for
like
the
two
fan-
things.
for the
There's like
viewers-
two things in Indiana.
and I had
in that
electric.
time of year.
I had electric heated gloves,
And
right?
for the viewers watching, what are you riding at this
So
point?
I'm riding a 2017 Road Glide with T-bars, no heated gear besides my gloves, and I wore snowmobile pants that I got from a brother in Alabama.
That's a smart
And-
move.
Yeah, so but the thing is, like, that didn't help me. That didn't help me whatsoever. Like when you're wet
When you're-
plus
yeah,
cold,
plus cold, yeah.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
And
Like
then you
you're
got the
fucked.
wind chill. So
The wind chill factor is talking
for
negatives.
For
negatives.
those that don't
yeah.
fucking ride, if you're going 90 mile an hour and you're already fucking wet, it says it's 30 outside. It's really like -10,
Yes.
especially when you're
Yes.
wet. And I've rode that before because coming back from like Greensboro in the middle of the fucking night, pouring down rain. It's actually sleeting, and riding that fucking ride, fucking horrible. I'll never
Dude,
forget it.
it's
I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep
no.
going.
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that run. And so like when I did that run, I was like, okay, I'm good.
So what was Indiana like? What was?
It was winds that were
Shitty
just
roads.
sideways, and we're riding side by side, and one plugged in the middle, and and we're close, right? Which
Yeah.
it keeps accountability, your dudes.
Yeah.
And these guys are they're not full patch members at the time in my club, and so I'm taking them up there to patch them in, which is a great story, great way to go.
I like to hear
You know.
patch-in stories because.
Oh, dude, I took them.
love to
So by
hear
the time
those.
we got back, it was almost 3,100 miles.
Good.
It
Lord.
was
Wow.
it was cool.
That's a good.
It was
ride.
really cool, man. It was
That's
so
like
cool.
From here to California, almost.
Pretty
1,000.
much
That's-
because it was the
Yeah. Opposite effect.
opposite
The
effect.
Streisand effect.
Opposite effect.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So and him and I for like the last 10 years were just like he was like we were like very close, and not to mention he was a veteran, very angry like I am. My personality. We're much alike. The way we do things, the way we are, and so him and I had a lot in common, and it just made me just grow to love it. And growing up when I was a kid, I just remember that smell of a carburetor, right? Like that gasoline like smell, that burn, and you just love it. And you grow to love it. And he built a badass 99 wide glide. I know there's a lot of wide glide haters out there, by the way. You can go fuck yourself. But that wide glide he built had true track on both front and back, rebuilt motor, just was bored out to at least a 120 because, man, I would do 125 miles an hour on that thing going home. And when I mean going home, I meant I flew out to California after his funeral and rode it back to North Carolina. From San Bernardino to North Carolina.
That's the ride I want to do, man.
That's insane.
When I joined a club initially, I was like, man, we're going to do a lot of riding. And I was thinking long distance. And a lot of ours was really local and regional, And, man, I really wanted to get... California was the one ride, like, in my bucket list. Even if I'm not in the club, my bucket list is from here to California and back. Take a trip, stay a couple days, come right
So,
back.
not to mention, when I went out to California, I was doing kind of this. I went from San Bernardino, Riverside.
Oh, no,
you
I
know,
don't want
so-
to do a straight shot.
I went
everything.
from Riverside to all the way to El Paso. I got there to 3:30 in the morning, and this is October.
Yeah, so that's fucking freezing.
So this is right when those desert winds hit you hard.
Oh, yeah.
I went
Oh,
from 103 degrees to 43 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
I almost had hypothermia. So I showed up to my brother's house, Jose, right? So I showed up to Jose's house, freezing. I was shaking. I couldn't fucking move. And he had to peel me off that motorcycle.
I know what
And-
that. I know what that's like. That's
Oh,
terrible. That fucking
dude,
cold.
terrible.
And you're sitting
and
there sitting
all
like
those-
this, and you just can't fucking move.
The thing is, I brought a lot of shit with me, but I underpacked because all I had was tactical pants, his chaps, my Uncle Tim's chaps, right? from back in the fucking 80s, it was a very tight fit.
I bet.
It was a very tight fit.
Gained a few pounds.
You don't build they don't build them like that. Okay, so I had that, my tactical pants, and a few flannels, and a denim jean jacket that I bought from the dealership. That
So lots of cotton with no installation value.
Right,
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. So
I'm
like
tracking.
and then I got these gloves right from there. They were insulated with they were insulated with fleece. Yeah, but they were like made in the late 80s. So they don't build those type of motorcycle gloves anymore.
Right.
Because those are handmade.
Yeah.
And so those things saved my life. My hands were fine. Everything else was fine. It was my middle body / legs and feet that were just completely just getting fucked during this ride. So let me tell you how close you are to God at that point. So I made it to El Paso, outside El Paso. I remember like going up to this gas station. I smoked a cigarette. I was just like, God, please let me get there. I was like just praying to God. And I was like, because I was at that point where I wanted to give up. I wanted to quit. I was like about to find a hotel and quit. Because I had the money to get a hotel, but I needed to get there. And so the way it took me around the mountain pass in El Paso, which was no. And the thing is, I had a broken heel because I got ran off the road a month prior.
Is it the same?
No,
that you
actually,
got fucked up right now.
No. So like 2 weeks prior to that run, I rode the Lightning in. So meaning that I rode my motorcycle in the middle of a median, and had to ride it in. So my road king, and it was fine. I was good though, because for some reason that day. It was kind of chilly. I was like, I'm wearing my gloves. My gloves got torn the fuck up when I rode in my bike. So meaning that feeling that I had was good, and my hands would have been hamburger meat if I hadn't worn my gloves. So it was good vibes. Right that day I rode that shit in is the day that my uncle passed away.
Oh shit.
So, and it was a scary fucking thing. It was a very personal thing. And that was probably one of the days I'll ever remember in the rest of my fucking life. But, and his spirit, man, talk about a guy that his first bike was a 1947 fucking, it was a 1947 Knuckle, the last year the Knuckle was produced. And he left me a bunch of these prints that were factory prints from Harley Davidson, like very beautiful prints. Which I'm going to donate one to the podcast here.
Nice.
Amazing fucking prints. So when somebody talks shit on Brotherhood and a motorcycle club, man, they won't ever understand that sort of like it runs so deep.
Yeah.
It runs deeper than you ever fucking imagine.
Yeah.
But man, that motherfucker was kind of the reason why I am today. And we're like just a mesh of all these fucking things, right? DNA including. But, you know, I owe a lot to him. Not to mention he was my Harley help desk.
Yeah.
So like when I first got into bikes and I had a Sportster, I had a 48. My first bike was a 48.
Those are gorgeous, by the way.
But he told me as big as I am, and he even tried to talk me out of it too. And he was like, don't fucking buy one. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to look like an ape on a tricycle. Don't do it.
I got mine for a hell of a fucking deal, by the way.
I didn't. I bought mine brand new.
No, I got mine for a hell of a deal. I think I picked mine up for like $3,500.
I picked
and
mine
it
up
had
for
2,000 miles.
$14K.
It's a 09 Nightster with it only had like less than 2,000 miles on it. Picked up for like 35.
You can call it a nice draw. You want still a Sportster.
I know. I know. Trust me, I know.
Still a
But for the price of it, you couldn't fucking beat it.
Well, I'm not hating on Sportsters. I mean, there's some of the greatest
You
bikes ever
own a
designed.
Sportster, by the way.
Yeah, I got a little bobber as my saddle bike. It's
I've seen that.
That's what I'm saying. But even some of the most custom builds are sporties. That's where we started. I mean, that's where the club started. I mean, that's going back to the 40s and the 50s. I mean, they came out from World War II, and they were on sporties.
Yeah. And so my uncle's club dated back to the 40s. And so it was like a lineage, you know. Yep. And he never wanted that life for me until right before he died. He stood back up with his old club, and I felt kind of responsible for it because he saw me, he saw what I was doing and who I was with, and how like cool that was, and like how like it felt. He started feeling that feeling again, you know. And so it's one of those things, man. You will never understand it until you go through it. So that moment of brotherhood, that moment of fucking having that freedom, even though it's organized freedom.
Sure. Yeah.
It's organized on these big old baggers, right? Always up here, but he got in so many wrecks.
Stay away, Tom.
Yeah, no. You had your chance.
But
So he's got these little T-bars.
Yeah, he got his little T-bars, so I rode that motherfucker all the way home. And let me tell you how hurt and just sore I was. Like, dude, it was. And shout out to my buddy Jeff, who met me in Texas and rode me all the way home on a whim. Like he had a big old street glide.
Yeah.
But he was like, man, I can't believe you're fucking riding that. I can't believe you're fucking riding that.
He rode you all the way home, huh?
Yeah, rode him all the way home.
Rode me all the way
That's
home.
right, all the way.
Wee. No, wrong story?
Yep.
No, wrong story.
Okay.
But it was one of those dudes that he was just a down guy, and he was my old rugby coach. He taught me how to ride a motorcycle.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, taught me how to ride, and kind of walked me through it.
Rugby, is that like the step down from football? Is that?
Oh, that's.
I think those people in rugby are way more badass.
Yeah, I was gonna
than
say.
football. They don't wear no.
I'd rather.
fucking pads.
I don't know. Are we gonna say some wild little chant and then get our ass kicked? Like,
If I had to pick between fighting like a defensive line from an NFL team and fighting a rugby team, I would choose to get my ass kicked by the NFL defensive line.
Bullshit.
Those rugby players.
Take a hit from high.
We fight for fun.
Look,
we fight including the game. It's like hockey.
I've seen y'all's arm
it's like
tackles.
hockey without skates.
I went to a fucking.
I've seen y'all arm tackles.
Rugby is not
the
for
fuck
bitches.
up.
I went
period.
to a fucking NASCAR race one time. The
Chicks
Coca-Cola
play rugby,
500.
so I'm just saying it's.
It was in Charlotte, and the tents
Dude,
next
kittens
to us.
play football. What's your point?
The tents next to us was
the
rugby
Puppy Bowl
players.
is
The
actually
Puppy
really
Bowl.
good.
It is
Them
actually super
motherfuckers were
entertaining.
fighting
I actually
just
watched
for
that.
fun.
Yeah, we fight for fun. We
I'd
drink
rather
for fun.
take on the defensive line than a fucking any rugby player. Fuck that.
So think of my pedigree. We're talking about biker, rugby player, paratrooper.
Don't use rugby.
/ stupid.
So what you're telling me is you've got shit knees, back, and shoulders.
Yes, but
Okay,
I will fight
And
my
I
way
don't
out
know,
of
he's
fucking
got a,
anything.
He's got a boot
It'll
on
hurt
his
the
leg,
whole
too.
time, but you'll fight. Damn it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He's got a boot on his leg too.
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. I was like even thinking about it. I was like, man, if I'm on this boot and I got to ride somewhere, I'm like, I'll fucking do it. I mean, I don't give a fuck.
You know what? But that's life, though. Riding life. Like I'll ride in the ice. I'll ride in the snow.
Yep.
Rain.
Yeah.
Fucking. And anybody from my old club, if you ask, like, if they ever knew somebody was going to show up riding, it was always me. Always. Didn't matter how
Well,
hard
it's
it
a
was.
bike
fucking
club,
bored.
so you should.
Yeah, so
Amen.
Hey, you can ask Tom. So when we worked at this,
Saying.
we worked out on Bragg. This unit. We were.
Please do.
He said you a pussy.
So there's this. There's this guy who used to work out on Bragg with us a few years ago, and his name is Rob, and he's not in a club that I'm aware of. I think he may have been at some point in time, but he is a hardcore rain, shine, snow, ice. It does not matter. He does not care. He is riding. Period. End of discussion. Yep. And he used to make fun of people who drove. Normally, people are like, "Oh, you're insane for riding a bike." He would make fun of people for driving a fucking car on a nice day.
Oh,
Yep.
goddamn right.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn right. Dude, I was riding to work and it was like 10 degrees. It was
Yeah,
10
that
degrees.
was
and, like,
Rob.
And so there and so what I would do is like I would only wave at trucks that had Harley Davidson decals on the back of their truck. I just wave at them, on the way on passing them. And I guarantee you they're like, "Oh man, this motherfucker's making me feel like a bitch."
Yeah. They just pass the man card out the window as you go
Well,
by.
that's because they got the F-150
Well, I
Harley
mean,
edition. That does not mean you ride a fucking.
I mind you. I got a fucking, I got heated grips on,
Right,
which are
right.
they're a
Yeah,
game
whatever.
changer. They're a
Dude,
game changer, man.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like you get the people that had the fucking the wind ducts for the fucking the knuckles. And
Yeah, the
Oh yeah,
guards,
the
yeah.
hand guards.
You can-
I
you-
have hand guards.
You can call
Yes.
people a bitch all fucking day, but guess what? They're still out
Oh,
there
they fucking work.
riding.
When you're riding,
Yeah.
they're
There's
naked.
It's not,
still
and it's not
fucking
this
riding.
that gets cold. It's
It's
this.
the outside, yes.
It's the
Fingers
it's the
and-
fingertips.
But it doesn't matter
It's the
because guess what?
fingertips, man.
You make fun of it. People make fun of it, and guess what? They're fucking
They're
riding.
they're
and you're
making
sitting
fun
at
of
home
it because they don't have
because
it.
you're
'cause
I'm
they
gonna
can't-
tell you that.
They're making fun of it because they can't afford them.
They're riding a
well,
gold
man.
wing. They're riding a gold wing. They're riding a gold with air conditioning and
Right.
heaters
Well,
on
my-
shit.
My fucking
the
fairy
fuck
doesn't
fucking
do shit.
cappuccino maker.
Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my
You
god.
make
Good
fun of it all
Lord.
fucking day, but guess what? We're on a bike, and you're not doing shit.
Yes,
So
exactly.
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, it's impossible for me to follow your fucking stories, man, because, like, if I had to go back to the last time I rode, it was a dirt bike, and I crashed it in a gravel driveway.
We all crashed.
That's it.
We've all crashed. We all crashed.
I crashed. I crashed because I was going.
Or you gave too much clutch.
I crashed
gave it too much
because
cowbell.
I fucking
you gave it too much cowbell.
I fucking dogged it as I was going into a turn on a gravel driveway.
So,
and that was that.
You know what?
I hit the ground, and it caught my right leg and shoe, and it drugged me through the gravel. And then this was up in McLeansville, North Carolina. So it was about an hour and 45-minute ride to Womack to get the gravel removed from my arm.
Oh, yep. Wait, I mean,
if I knew you, then I could have done it for free.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, I'm sure you could have.
I got butt fucked by a white Silverado. Believe it or not.
Wow,
so
this story,
this
huge. Conversation took a dark turn.
Huge. And so the thing is, like, the first person I called was Marty.
Yeah.
And so I was
come
in the
get this truck out of my
ass. I was in the hospital.
Pull the truck out of the ass.
No, it wasn't.
I'm used to these calls.
So I went. I went down. I got.
Mikey's
so the thing is, I
got
hit by this guy. I had a rider's backrest on my Road Glide. So I bent the rider's backrest like this.
Ooh,
shit.
So it kind of compressed. It compressed 3 vertebrae. Did not break anything, but compressed them all down.
Yeah.
For you.
I flew off the motorcycle and landed on my feet.
Well, that's
the
good.
bike went that way. I just like stood there. I looked back like, what the fuck? And so like, but before I can do anything, it was one of my buddy's wives got off the fucking off the bike and had her fucking helmet in her hand and started
smashing the truck.
Fuck yeah! Truck. Like, no! Like stop doing it. But it was like she was a sister from another mister. But yeah, great woman. Awesome woman. She had my back. Not to mention,
be honest with you.
Brothers,
hey, if I was driving my fucking truck and I fucked up and wasn't paying attention and rear-ended a fucking bike and somebody starts hitting my truck with a helmet, I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? I deserve it.
It's always
I fucked up. I deserve it.
But this dude came out of nowhere. So I mind you, we're in a procession of 125 motorcycles.
Mm-hmm. There's no way he didn't see you.
No, this guy tried to merge in. So yeah, that was there's
always that
for legal reasons. I'm not going to speak anymore. But
sure, I got you.
I didn't see you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Like I've come down fucking on ramps into a fucking procession, a couple hundred bikes. Guess what I do? I stop on the fucking on ramp and wait for them to pass, and then I take my spot in the fucking, because I mean, Jesus Christ, what am I gonna run these kids over? I mean, fuck.
Yeah. So
it's always the same.
I say kids.
Thing.
Most of them are probably twice my age.
It's always the same.
So the thing is, like, in like half the
that.
time, it's like all these people that are running bikers over are twice the age, and they know better, and they get mad, and they can't control their anger because they see all these dudes fucking riding, and it's like, oh, you're blocking
Let them
me.
ride.
You're blocking me for what I need to do. So
wait,
I want to fuck your day up.
Wait the 5 seconds for them to.
Good Lord! It's not like we're doing 40 miles an hour. Half the time we're doing 90 to 100 miles
Well, half the time
an
there's
hour.
a procession. It's because of a down brother. Or we're doing a funeral,
or a
whatnot,
right?
And these guys are trying to merge in, and we're like,
I was
fucking
doing.
show some
You don't do that to a fucking funeral procession.
precisely.
I was doing a disabled
just common
veteran.
sense, man.
I was doing a disabled veterans charity run.
Right.
Like we were not. We had a lot of riders.
And the main reason we stopped traffic is you got the charity rides. Which
we didn't stop.
Hundreds
the
of
thing is, we didn't stop traffic.
Show up for.
Yeah,
it's
but
$10 or $15 a rider.
You can like kind of read the room.
You can
Yeah,
kind of.
it's not difficult. Like I just said, it's common
he was
sense,
mad.
man.
He just came from the hospital. He worked a 24-hour shift. He was the charge nurse at the hospital.
Yeah.
What a fucking cockbag.
Yeah, gotta love it.
Yeah, hit me, fuck me with a fucking Silverado.
Awesome.
That's why I'll never go Chevy ever.
Oh,
because of that.
I drive a
This
Silverado.
fucking guy.
Well, the transmissions suck, but other than that.
Whoa. First of all, hold up, Marty.
whoa,
Listen, there's only one class action lawsuit against GM for those right now, okay? Only one.
Just one.
All right?
One, though. Just
Jeez.
Can we go back to the first part where we talked about his Ford? Is that
The only shit talking you got
That
because the truck is
conversation-
over 50 years old,
that
and you want to
conversation-
talk shit on it.
Like that
Like,
conversation's
bring it.
gonna
All right,
break
let's go.
down.
It can still run brand new, baby. Come on, guy. They have mechanics for that shit.
Hey, look, people can dog on my Chevy all they want. It's got heated and air conditioned seats. It's got a heated steering wheel.
My 68 Ford does not have heater.
It doesn't have shit.
It doesn't even have power steering.
It's got sticks in a steering wheel.
There's a reason my steering wheel is like 3 feet fucking wide. All right, like
The right turn.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man, because in our line of work we rent a lot of cars.
Yeah.
We rent a lot of cars.
Yeah.
When we go, to TDY, we rent a fuck ton of cars. And I'm gonna tell you, Chevy has so many blind spots. Man, I get in this thing. I'm like, where the fuck?
My 08
I can't see
Sierra,
shit in this thing, man.
My 08 GMC
Well, based off your
Sierra,
experience,
the
you need a
A-pillar-
handicapped van. So I mean,
My A-pillar on my 08 GMC Sierra is
Marty.
huge. And when I go to make a left turn, it is, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of terrifying.
It's like
sometimes.
it's like NASCAR. It's
I
like
don't
left
know.
turn, left
Right.
turn, left turn, left turn.
My 21 Silverados blind spots are. I mean,
It comes with the car.
well, the
though.
good thing
It
about
comes
having
with
an
the car.
F-250 is I don't give a fuck about blind spots. I'm bigger than you. I'm coming over.
I'm rolling
You better
coal, baby.
respect it, baby.
I'm rolling coal, baby. My mother's my sister. I'm rolling coal.
oh, Marty's the
People.
As long as you don't need a
either
transmission, you're good, right?
Mustang.
That's
doing
right.
Mustang.
Great motors, shitty transmission.
You see, the trick with Chevy is you just trade it in every 5 years. You never have to worry about the transmission.
That is true. Very hard true. But
Fair
if you're
statement.
if you're a Dodge owner,
You're,
Dodge
yeah. I
There,
got-
I had
okay,
one in
you
the
know
shop.
what, man?
I had one in the shop.
you guys are still
old-
living
old
on the
school
90s.
Dodge.
fucking
I was
12
I was
valve.
about to say that. I was
Still
about to say
living on
that.
the 90s 12 valve.
Hold
Like,
on. But
You're a
for
90s
hey,
12
listen, dude, they were so fucking bad though. They
They're
kind
good.
of have
They're
that
good.
stigma
They're
attached
good.
to them,
They're
right?
good.
Yeah, that stink don't clean off that quick. I'm just saying.
Again,
Now their
you can-
transmissions have been great for a long
again,
time.
You have three components
Tom's
to the
over here
powertrain,
looking for
right? You
fucking
have the rear, the
insects.
trans, and the engine, right? So you can have a great fucking motor, but if you have a shitty rear end, it don't fucking matter.
Well, I'm just saying Dodge had
And there's a reason why
Shit
most
transmissions for a long
most year,
time.
I'm gonna say most because that's a wrong word to use.
overly broad statement. Sure.
You go to drag strips and you'll see a Fox body, right? You'll see an LS inside the motor, but guess what you see on their rear end? You see a 9-inch fucking forward rear. And there's a reason for that, right? I mean,
9-inch forward rear.
LS is an amazing
That's
motor.
what you get.
It's more
9
affordable
inch.
to
So what
build.
you're, what you're saying is you like 9 inches in your rear? That's
He
that's
loves-
what
he
I
loves
heard.
it. He loves that.
That's-
Mikey
that's
likes
not
whole
forward 9 inches,
Silverados.
right?
Hold on now.
Well, yeah, okay, this is true. Yeah, you're right.
Have you ever got hit by a truck? Have you ever got hit by a truck?
You know
No,
what?
I was only
No,
I was
thank
only
God.
We
hit by a
dodged
car.
those, Mikey. We dodged those.
I have been hit by a fucking vehicle.
I
And let me
was
tell
only
We
you,
hit by a
dodged those,
car.
Mikey.
Not fun.
No, I
We
got
dodged
hit by a
those.
car once. It was a car, not a truck, but it was a car. Up over the hood,
Okay, fair
off
enough.
the windshield. Yeah,
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 fair
so
enough. Fair
It
enough.
was one
I
of
landed
my
on my
it was
feet
one
like
of my best
Spider-Man,
friends. It was
though.
one of my best friends. He did it on purpose and was right in front of my house. It was hilarious.
So speaking of Spider-Man, so I watched a new Spider-Man today.
I have
right?
not seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
Tobey
I will
Maguire
be
dies.
back.
Tobey Maguire dies.
Okay, I was
Jesus fucking
I was about
Christ.
to warn you that I'm armed.
Okay,
I'm armed.
let's talk
and
TV shows. Hold on, hold on.
I'm gonna start shooting. I'm gonna start
I'm changing all the conversations
one
here.
round-
We're not
one
talking
round-
Spider-Man.
He dies.
God
Spoiler
damn,
alert,
Mikey.
he dies.
Who's got
One
a Glock?
round.
Put him out.
one
guys.
round.
Take
One
him
round
out.
per spoiler.
Rotate.
I've got to move seats.
Rotate.
Apparently, it's musical
Rotate.
chairs.
On ass.
Rotate.
Sanchez took the pisser. All right. I'm about to piss in a
Well,
bottle
you
like
better you better
Afghanistan.
cross streams. You better cross streams,
Nah,
Marty.
like
throw it over the
Afghanistan.
T-wall.
Give me one of them water bottles. I'll pee it and empty it in a week.
Dude, I know something about pissing in water bottles. Talking about fucking being in
Dude,
a hospital.
Article
You learn how,
15s
you
for
learn
doing
how to
that.
fucking
Did you
pee
remember
in
that?
bottle.
Yeah,
Do you
but I
remember
still
that?
did it.
They had guys that got Article 15.
Dude, I had like 8 bottles under my bed
Yeah.
filled with piss. Like, it
Yeah.
was just before you throw them away.
Dude, at the bottom of my foot locker.
ridiculous.
I used to give
Or
them to kids.
of the wall locker, right? At the
Because when
bottom.
it's 30 to,
and then,
you know,
and then
30
take 'em
below,
outside,
you're not.
You take them outside at 4 o'clock in the morning. You throw them over the T-wall. And then all the tower guards got Article 15s for fucking
You're an
for
asshole,
throwing
dog.
their piss bottles.
I would demand DNA testing.
I would just throw them in the trash can.
That's a
Fuck it.
spicy iced tea.
Let 'em
man.
all take
That's a spicy iced tea. That's all.
I threw
that
mine
is.
in the trash.
Has
can,
anybody seen Archive 81? Is it 81?
No, I've been-
Archive 81.
I've been thinking about starting that.
Dude, we started it
is
last
that?
night.
Yeah.
We got the final. Me and my
is
old
Did you
lady.
binge the whole thing?
Well, we binged
What
it
is
over
that?
the weekend, and then
Hold on.
tonight we're gonna be watching the final episode.
So it's a
But
Netflix series that just
Netflix
came out.
series.
It's
Great
like,
fucking series.
Okay.
so you could probably explain the premise way better than I can because I just
What
saw
is
the
it?
little
What is it?
preview and read the synopsis. Go ahead.
I don't know.
You could explain the premise better.
Oh,
All right, so Mike is probably going to detail a little better because we know how Mike detailed is oriented. But ultimately, there's a journalist back in the 80s
Okay.
that is trying to find her lost mother because she was an
Thought it was the
abandoned
90s,
child.
early 90s.
94. You're
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
You're right. So
Sure.
I was
see,
5 years old.
already.
This is
he
why
was
he
already-
keeps me around.
Yes, exactly. So
only
anyways,
reason.
I haven't even watched the fucking show, guys.
it's in the 90s, right? But then today's world, there is a person, this guy that he recrafts tapes, takes old cassette tapes and digitalizes them
Okay.
and makes them to where you can see them.
Right. If that's a picture of a cock, I swear to God.
No, it's
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Get out.
Ultimately, it's about a demon-possessed cult
Oh.
inside of an old hotel, and the cassette tapes kind of talk about, and they talk, go over the demon-possessed cult and where this journalist is found. Fucking legit.
It's this whole mystery. They're trying to piece it together from the archival tapes that they're recreating over time.
I'll go full white girl
because I was starting a cult. Well, it goes back to where I was starting a cult.
The whole thing's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. Check it out. Archive 81.
He heard that.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear shit.
It goes back to where I was starting a cult, and then I'm
look at the glasses.
Look
at the glasses.
Yeah.
Look at the glasses.
David Koresh believes in me. Okay, so I'm learning from these cults. All right. One thing I know is I need a statue. And the statue.
You need a statue and
a
some
sacrifice. All right, so we all vote Mikey's a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Are we all voting this?
First of all, don't threaten me with a good time.
He earned it.
I pretty much do. If any piece of shit around this table, I got it. Yeah. Like I got it. Like I'll take that.
He broke the rules.
So
where's your
Mikey
coaster?
volunteers as tribute. All right.
I'm sorry, Mikey. What did you refer to me as?
If you volunteer me as tribute,
did you say
I will fucking headbutt?
Did you say
death.
I'm sorry, Tom?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Did you say I'm sorry, Tom, or did you say
I'm sorry, Tom?
Or did you say I'm sorry, podcast?
I'm sorry, podcast.
Tom,
Daddy.
Oh,
I'm sorry, podcast
Tom.
daddy. I'm sorry, podcast
I found that
daddy.
there's one problem with this podcast.
There it is.
Is that you have?
I was a problem.
You don't have enough mics in here, brother. Like you got some great participants that are standing inside of and they can't.
I know
have
this.
to rotate.
I know this.
Are we gonna get more mics?
It's a Dutch rudder. It really is. It's a rotating Dutch rudder.
Here's the problem with that.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's the problem with that. And so I'll take a brief second to explain the logistics of this. So these mic arms, right? They're about $130 a piece.
And the microphones themselves.
The microphones are about $160
Would you allow me?
a piece.
Would you allow me to donate?
Yes.
A microphone arm and a microphone.
And no, actually, I have some fucking microphone arms that we could use, but they wouldn't match these, right? Now, I don't have a problem with adding 2 more microphones, right?
Oh, wow.
The problem,
OCD like
the
that?
problem is,
accessorize.
I would spend the extra money to get 2 of the same kind of microphone arms, right? But the problem is, we don't have a long enough table.
We do,
and
we can make this happen.
That's symbolic.
We can make this happen.
So that is symbolic.
There's plenty.
Okay, where are you
I
gonna?
thought this chair had wheels.
Where are you gonna? Where are you gonna mount that microphone, Marty?
Okay, we're on a pool table. How many holes are on the pool table?
3.
There you go. No,
it's like a
on each
mini
side.
These are baskets. These are basket pockets,
minivan.
man. These are basket pockets on the phone.
It's a minivan.
There you go.
You can't really mount.
Hook and mount on each basket.
Who come out in each basket?
So
that sounds like you got to pay extra.
So here's the thing: we could potentially take these microphones, mount them over here on the far side, right? Then find some kind of way to finagle fuck these microphones into the
That's
center,
a technical term,
right? But you're not going to get an even spacing of 3 people on each side.
I hear a lot of problems.
You're not.
Yeah, I'm not hearing a lot of solutions here, Tom. That's
so it's easy.
So check it out.
You have a ceiling. We can mount to the ceiling.
We can mount to this Coors Light ceiling, which is the best ceiling in the world.
It's going to mess up his Coors Light insulation.
So
as
just
long
so you
as
know,
you find a stud.
Funny you say that. I'm actually.
Oh shit! There's 2 fucking goddamn fans up there. My bad.
So, the intent is actually
mission intent
to mount the cameras from the ceiling so that they can look down and won't see each other.
That's
right?
actually a pretty fucking grand idea.
Right. So that's
Are you trying to mimic your bedroom? All right, listen.
Oh
no,
mirrors. Damn.
No, dude. I have 6 cameras.
And that's OnlyFans. OnlyFans. Okay. Shout out to OnlyFans.
Have y'all seen that TikTok about the OnlyFans chick that dresses like a catfish?
Have you seen? Hey,
yes,
so,
I have.
First of all,
that's fucking.
Have you seen the OnlyFans?
What are you doing? I can explain.
I can explain.
So first of all, have you
dressed
seen the OnlyFans where I'm in it but I'm cooking?
No.
It's called OnlyPans.
No.
It's OnlyPans.
That joke fell flat.
But he might
You're
be on
flat.
this. Hold on.
No, but have you ever
wearing-
seen Silencer Co's their OnlyFans? Do you know what it's called?
What?
Only Cans.
This guy. Jesus Christ.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Jared.
Dad jokes.
Jared liked that one.
Dad jokes talking about Armory.
That's right.
All right.
Oh yeah, we're not allowed to talk. Oh, sorry. I bet.
Oh yeah,
I meant,
you're
I meant
the fucking
solvent catchers.
Hey, how about this? All right.
Solvent traps.
solvent traps?
Solvent
That's what
traps.
it
So
is.
obviously
Yeah.
everyone's been seeing this. So I want to see everyone's point of view about. Go talk about a little bit of Joe Rogan and Spotify.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
let's-
okay.
let's-
Okay.
Okay,
I
boomer.
actually had a little.
Okay, boomer.
I had.
Let's hear it.
I created a few memes about that.
Yeah.
I had some laughs.
Sure.
If I didn't send them, I'll send them your way.
right.
I was pretty proud of them.
All right,
They,
so first
they
of
were
all,
pretty proud. They were pretty popular on 9gag. I'll give you that.
so Joe Rogan's a national
all right.
goddamn
So
treasure.
listen.
Sure. Yeah.
I will take the neutrality standpoint and say that Neil Young or whoever controls that senile motherfucker's music. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be neutral. Whoever controls
Beansy
his rights
and Beansy McSnufflepants.
or whoever, yeah. They have the right to be a hypocritical clown and pull their music from a platform because they don't like what
Sure.
somebody else is saying.
So
Absolutely.
Just like Joe Rogan has the
Absolutely.
right
You know
to say whatever the fuck he wants.
No, you know what?
and not
Hold
be
on.
deplatformed
Hold
for it
on a
because
second.
that's the
Hold on a
spirit
second.
of.
I want to go ahead and say something, and I want to get this out there because it might not be the popular opinion, but I'm dead serious when I say this. Okay, here's the bottom line: if you're going to suggest that people exercise regularly, take vitamin C, get plenty of sun, and take zinc supplements, fuck you, man.
Yeah, what?
You are a
This
fucking
is America.
You don't.
We are
fucking
supposed
get
to stay inside.
pills and shots.
Eat as
pills and
much as
shots.
junk processed
take a
food as
piss
you
right
can.
quick.
So the thing
That's
is,
right.
so the thing is,
for
on this,
someone to say
on,
for someone to say that you should stay away from fast food and soda,
fuck,
like who
Marty,
the fuck
thank
are
you
you,
for kicking
man?
my
That's
goddamn
un-American.
Who the
leg.
fuck are you? That's disgusting.
That's un-American.
It is a fucking. It's pissing on the Constitution.
So the thing is-
it's spitting. It's spitting on the American flag.
So this
It's
co- this is
disgusting.
coming from somebody
How
with-
fucking dare Joe Rogan?
So this is coming from somebody with a spouse that is a registered nurse inside COVID units.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, man, no one's gonna be happy with it.
Right.
That's
All
true.
right. So
Of course.
the thing is, like, our healthcare workers out there, by the way, they deserve so much more.
Let me
than what they're fucking
let me ask you a question real quick to preface what you're going to say. On a daily basis in the last year, how many COVID patients does she deal with?
I can't tell you. That's
Well, I mean,
thousands?
average it out.
I'm not.
if
I'm
you
not
could,
gonna.
if you
I
could
can't-
estimate it.
I can't tell you.
How many blood clot
I can't
patients do you think she deals
So
with?
let's just say this, man. Let's just say this.
How many blood clot patients?
No. I'm talking about the health.
How many
workers.
strokes?
I'm not talking about any of that like detailed shit. So
Right.
what I'm going to tell you is that yes, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It is. It is a
Absolutely.
real fucking thing.
Yeah.
And so I went and got vaccinated, not because of my
Hold
job.
on. Wait.
I went and got vaccinated.
Hold on. Let's at least can we at least agree that it's technically not a vaccine? Just from a scientific standpoint, it's not a vaccine.
Absolutely.
It's the same as a flu shot.
Yes,
It's
sure.
a shot, and
Absolutely.
it does provide an
It does. It
Yes.
does what it
does
can.
boost
It does
your
what it
immune
can.
system.
It
So
does what it
Yes.
can. It does
Yes.
not mean you can't carry it.
But it's not a
it
vaccine.
doesn't mean you
not
can't
mean you
contract
can't
it or even
fucking- it
experience
does not mean you
symptoms.
can't
It's not
spread it.
truly a vaccine.
It's not a
So
vaccine.
let me tell
Right.
you that, like, I as a spouse of
Now we're definitely getting deep.
so
left.
as a spouse of somebody that was there for this whole entire thing, right? And the nightmares that I had to fucking listen to,
Yeah.
dude. Our healthcare workers are fucking angels.
Oh fuck
Oh, yeah.
yeah, dude. There's no doubt
They're
about
fucking
that.
angels.
Yeah.
Dude.
Regardless
And so-
of their view on
Regardless.
whatever, I don't fucking care what their beliefs
It's
are,
a
or their views or
nightmare.
whatever. They're the only people that are there that are willing to fucking do
I
whatever
felt
the
like
fuck
I
they
was
need
in
to
the
do.
opposite chair when I came home from deployments and when I came home fucked up and when I came home all just like discombobulated and just like not there and just not there mentally. Man, these people, they put their life and their fucking mental health at risk every fucking
Oh fuck
day.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
And so shout out to those people, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah.
Those medical professionals are just fucking
They are the true unsung heroes. 100%.
And so
They are.
The thing is, like, during my personal relationship with my wife,
Right.
there were some times where I was so selfish that I never thought she could ever experience what I experienced.
Right.
No.
Go through
These
the things that
people-
you went
traumatic
through.
stress.
These
Right.
people,
Yeah.
these people go through 10 times fucking worse
On a daily basis.
On a daily.
And there's no support
And
groups.
the
There's
thing is,
no fucking foundations.
They get paid like shit.
Yep.
They get paid like fucking shit.
Which is wild.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
Well,
It's wild because of how expensive the fucking healthcare is in this country.
And also,
where's all that money going?
compared to what we're
goes,
spending.
It goes through the hospital administration.
Hospital administration and the insurance companies.
Yeah, it's a billion dollar fucking industry.
Yeah, multi-billion.
Well,
Actually, I think
if we're talking worldwide, it's trillions.
Man, I got to tell you, man, my hat's off to those people.
Yeah, absolutely.
They deal with it on a. So I thought I
Sometimes
dealt with
my
it
pants is
on
off with them.
But
so some people deal with it on a deployment basis. Like, hey, like I can deal with it on a deployment basis.
Right.
No, these people deal with it every fucking day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's awful.
So I think
it is a real thing. Omicron's a real thing.
Of course,
Everything's a real thing.
So anyone that says that the coof or the queef, whatever we're calling it nowadays,
coronavirus.
anyone that says
Call
that
it the queef.
shit's fake and doesn't exist, whatever, shut the fuck up. Let's be honest, okay? You can't fucking deny reality, right? And it's fucking reality, right? Now,
I think
our
most
reaction
of the people
to
here
it,
have had the virus.
yeah, absolutely. I had it.
Yeah.
I had it before it was cool.
Yeah.
I had
Will
it in
Will and I are
2019.
two-timers.
I had it in
My
2019.
my wife's had it twice.
Before it
She
was
had it in
before it had a
2019.
name.
Yeah, before
I
it
had
was
it
cool.
in 2019. Before it was cool.
Yeah,
right?
Tom
So-
and my wife are both COVID hipsters, so they had it before it was cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so
This is true.
You had it when it was
Fowler, too.
underground.
Let's go on this
You
plane.
know?
Let's go on the same playing field right now. So same playing field right now. It is definitely dramatized. So media,
100%.
media
They've
makes
taken
never
it
let a
advantage
good-
of it.
worse.
It's been taken advantage of.
Yeah, capitalism will never allow a good tragedy to go to waste.
Exactly. The same reason every mass shooting is televised, the same reason every tragedy, every crazy tragedy is televised and fucking gone all over the place. Love you, bro. Be safe. See ya. Good seeing you. Thanks for staying through part 2.
Hey, can we pause real quick? 'Cause I got to pee so bad.
You can go
can
pee
go
whenever
pee.
you want.
Go piss.
I got so much to say about this. So
Yeah.
So I was gonna throw my.
Please hobble your way to the bathroom.
I think I'm an interesting case study here in that I'm immunocompromised due to medication I take for a
AIDS,
chronic
yeah.
AIDS. Yeah.
a chronic autoimmune
It's fine.
disease that
Yeah.
I've got.
AIDS.
It's not AIDS.
It's
It's
fine.
HIV.
You can say AIDS. It's fine.
It's not AIDS, but it's not AIDS.
Dude, there's
I have-
there's not.
I
You're among friends. It's okay.
I have ulcerative colitis.
Do you have AIDS?
I don't.
Just be honest with us.
Come here. Come find out.
Spit in his mouth.
And we're getting deplatformed. Anyway, so no.
Magic Johnson has a way.
It's just money.
We're
Why-
definitely
you inject money.
deplatformed
Got
at this point.
Magic Johnson for you. No. So listen.
We saw Magic Johnson
Yeah,
already.
we saw
already
Magic
saw it,
Johnson
yeah.
in part 1. That's why we had a technical difficulty.
So anyway, so I'm immunocompromised. So, being that I'm morbidly obese, I smoke, and I'm immunocompromised due to the medication I take. If I didn't get the shot, the risk factors, of getting COVID and what could potentially happen, were substantially higher than the potential risk factors of unknown possible future side effects of the shot.
What shot did you get?
The Pfizer shot. So, it was.
Booster?
I got my booster on Friday, actually. Yep. So, so far so good with the.
Hey guys, hold on.
Serious side
Give
effects.
him a fucking hand for that, man. Seriously. Good job, dude.
Right.
Seriously,
All right.
man. You got your fucking boost. Wait, is
So
that
it's
not
recovered-
like a?
No,
Is that
it's
not like
not.
a fucking
It's not.
thing
No,
where
so
everyone's supposed
listen.
to celebrate it and say how great he is because of it? No,
No, it's not. And
It's
to be
not?
honest, no. It's
Oh,
really
was
not.
it a personal choice for your own health?
100%?
Oh, wow, that's
But
crazy.
here's the
job.
important. Listen.
That's crazy.
But that's a part of it. Yeah,
I thought we were
absolutely.
supposed to make a big deal out of it and say how fucking brave
So listen,
he
check
is.
this out. The important point that I wanted to get to here is that I did not listen to some talking head who works for the fucking White House, who's a politician, regardless of what his title is. I didn't listen to the pundits or the talking heads on mainstream media. I didn't take my advice from some guy who fucking gets paid to talk about shit, regardless of what it is.
What did you talk to a fucking doctor?
Thank you.
What is wrong with you?
I spoke to a medical professional and got professional advice
Get
from
the fuck
from
outta
the folks who have been responsible for my well-being
No,
my entire life.
there's no way.
Or at least the last, 20 something
there's
years.
no way.
So just like if I got some other kind of fucking illness, I'm not gonna go fucking seek advice from the executive office of the White House. I'm not gonna seek advice
Why
from
not?
the CDC. I'm gonna go talk to my fucking doctor and I'm gonna follow the advice of my medical professionals. And that's what I did.
Imagine that.
That's what I
that's
did.
what you should
Imagine
do.
that.
Not blindly follow. Not blindly follow media.
Never blindly follow anything.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to get to.
Listen,
Never blindly follow
listen.
anything. There's
Biden
risks involved.
Biden posted on Facebook and said that is not the way you're supposed to do it.
Right. Remember that Biden sticker we saw the other day.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Well,
So
I mean,
anyway, no. Listen,
if you're gonna
This guy knows what he's talking about.
that was the important point that I'm trying to make, though, is that it's an individual decision and that you should educate yourself, speak to medical professionals, and if you want to do your own research and draw your own conclusions, that's up to you. Okay. You and I may not agree based on the conclusions you draw. They might not be the same as conclusions I draw, but guess what? You getting the shot has no fucking impact on me, and here's why.
Hey, before you say why, shout out to Willie's Distillery.
Big shout out
to the
Devil's Brigade. Before you get into it,
amazing whiskey.
I'm gonna offer.
I'm going to try that after
I just want to get to my point real quick, and then I'll cede. Okay, so what I want to say is you getting the shot has no impact on me.
Exactly.
Okay? And this is just a hypothetical situation.
Exactly.
Okay, because receiving your COVID shot does not prevent you from contracting the virus or shedding the virus.
Mm-hmm.
So you getting that shot, it may reduce the lifespan of the virus in your system, which you could say, hey, guess what? That means potential less exposure to other people.
It could save your life, or it could do nothing.
Correct.
Depends on who you are and everything else.
And your body type, your fucking your
Yes.
genetics,
Would you-
your fucking,
yes.
like everything, dude.
Yes.
It goes on
Yes.
every.
How many people that have had the flu shot died from the flu?
Please continue.
It's not.
Well, that was the
rocket
point I was getting to,
science.
is that it's a personal decision,
Yes.
and I encourage you to educate yourself through whatever means
And so
you have available
and
at
so
your
the only
at your
reason why
disposal.
the only reason why I'm talking about it is it's not. First of all, it's no one else's fucking business, and obviously we're
Yes.
talking about it. We're talking about it open forum.
Yes.
However, like in coming from the background of having somebody going through that nightmare every fucking day and seeing those fucking the bad end of it, like I made
It was really shitty cases, people suffering, and
I made my choice because of that.
Yeah.
I made my choice because I had somebody and my wife and my everything mentally just dump everything on me, which I did to her when
Sure.
I came back from deployment, right? When I was going through a rough time.
yeah.
And she would dump on me all this stuff. And so, like, it is unimaginable.
Yeah.
It's unimaginable. And so, like, it's something that you can't see until you see through another perspective.
Right.
So
You lack the wider perspective.
So,
you can only
and
see
the
it.
thing is, like, I don't give a fuck if you get it or not. That is your personal choice, and that's why we're in America. But the thing is, that's what people have to fucking come to, is that it is your personal fucking choice.
Yeah, the thing.
And no one should be.
Say Fowler has been.
And no one should be
let's-
put down
Let's
because of their choice.
discuss for 1 second though. From we can all agree, I think, from this conversation we just had, that it does, statistically speaking, and from your personal lived experience, your medical provider's advice, is that it drastically reduces the chance of hospitalization and death.
Sure.
No,
It doesn't.
well, hold on a second.
It doesn't. Wait,
No.
it does not provide perfect immunity to anything.
Not at all.
No, of course not.
And it doesn't have long
It's
lasting.
marketed as such, but it
So
doesn't.
a big
The
issue.
marketing is irrelevant.
So
Wait,
a big issue is that everyone gets the vaccine and they go out and they go fucking do shit. They go immediately just like, oh hey, I'm good.
but-
no, it takes
Right.
a few weeks.
So
man.
take.
Well,
Again,
not just that, but
people
it's
not
also
following.
not a guarantee.
Will
So
have-
hold on,
but
hold
it's
on.
You still
people
have
not-
to follow.
It's people
Yeah,
not
yeah,
following the
go
guidelines
ahead.
of what they do with it. But the point is, as far as, yes, you should be able to make your own choice, but at some point you also have an argument of morality of taking care of the people that are around you, which I would share a lot of. I would say that a lot of people here care about people that we have as our fellow countrymen.
Yeah.
Maybe our brothers in motorcycle groups. Or other friends and things like this,
Clubs.
right. No, I'm
No,
not going to
no,
say
it's-
the other
yeah,
G
no,
word.
it's-
Motorcycle
I'm not say the
gangs.
other
Yes.
G word.
No,
motorcycle
it's a
gang.
thing. It's a thing.
But
Yes,
anyways,
absolutely.
so that being said,
no, he's right.
is
He's
it
right.
not, from a moral standpoint, not a bad idea to get it for the chance that it may help you when you do contract the virus to stay out of the hospital, so that someone who may not have a life-threatening thing
100%.
but does need to get seen by a medical professional
Yes.
for something
No,
that's
I agree.
not
I
the
agree.
virus.
I'm
That's
glad-
not
yeah,
the virus.
I agree.
I'm glad
That's
you
not
brought
the
that up.
virus. Let's say
Yes.
you have a medical procedure, right, related to something that's not COVID, right? But you can't actually get seen.
I can't get a bed.
Well, not just a
because-
bed. you can't see it because the people are pulled off. You've gotten crazy burnout. Right. You've got people are going, well, this medical group is fucking
or
me,
they
which
just
is a whole
simply
different
have
problem.
the ERs and everything are just simply absolutely packed.
Right. Well, the thing is, but this whole like intensive bed bullshit is a meme anyways, because if they're under 60% usage, they're not making money. Right. So realistically, at 10% over, that's still 70% instead of 60%, which is their average use case anyways. That's the meme. But the idea is that it does cause a lot of strain on people and
absolutely
keeps them from getting quality of life
and that's
healthcare things that may have long-term damage for them.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Is that's not even talking about the knock-on effects later on down the years.
Because someone goes, well, I don't want to have the shot.
Now, it's absolutely an argument, but at the same time, I still stand behind the individual's right to choose.
Right, but now, I'm not saying that it should be mandated. I'm saying this is an appeal to morality. That if people actually cared about their fellow countrymen, were proud of being American and taking care of each other like we all say we do.
Hold on. No true Scotsman.
Here's Bengals won.
So
Bengals
hold on a second.
won.
I know they won. I watched it.
To the Bengals.
Fuck the Bengals.
Congratulations to the Bengals.
They won with a field goal in overtime. It was bullshit.
Joe Burrow,
if
you're watching, I love you.
So
listen,
real quick,
I'm actually pulling for them in the Super Bowl because fuck the 49ers and fuck the Rams.
Hang on one second. I want to make something clear real quick, right? I'm going to pull on Obama.
I love being...
Let me be clear.
I love being devil's advocate.
Okay? Let me be clear.
The 11th man.
So, and let me say this, and tell me if it makes sense. Tell me if it's bullshit.
You have to do the whole thing in the Obama voice, dude.
Let me be clear.
Tell me if it's bullshit.
Let me be clear.
And it's completely and totally up to you.
Let me be clear.
And
now, Michelle and I had this conversation.
So,
Michelle,
where do you draw the line?
Now, listen to me, Obama. Are you going to tell me this before or after we fly to Epstein's Island?
That was so good. That was so good. Holy shit.
I want you to know that I did not pay.
Have sexual relations.
Stop. Hold on. Let me finish. I did not.
Listen.
Did not pay off the Arkansas State Troopers when I hit that body.
Listen. I need you to have the common decency that Monica Lewinsky had. Let me finish. Here you go.
Okay.
I smell the ocean.
Wow.
Anyway,
I climaxed.
So, no. Where do you draw the line between freedom and morality?
Notice where I didn't say it should be mandated or that people should be forced to do it.
And I'm with you. But that's still something. That's still something that has to be.
Well, I mean, if you're in
discussed.
the military, you have no choice. If you had the peanut butter shot, this is just light.
So hold on a second. Hold on. This is something that has to be discussed. That a lot of people stray away from this, but it has to be discussed because where do you draw the line between your moral obligation or duty, right, to be a good person and try to do the right thing, and your personal freedoms, and there are factors that people don't talk about on personal freedoms. There are factors that people don't talk about. What long-term effects does that vaccine? It's not a vaccine, but the shot.
The shot.
Right. What long-term effects or even short-term effects does that shot have?
We don't know yet.
With infertility, with blood clots.
I hope with infertility it's very effective.
Hold on,
because goddamn, I never want kids.
With infertility,
how many boosters do I have to get to be fucking sterile?
5.
Blood clots.
Dude, I'm ready for the Omicron. You know what I'm saying?
Blood clots, unexpected death.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So we don't have a lot of data on that, right? But we actually do have some data.
Yeah, and
what does some data say?
So far, it is lower as far as all-cause mortality and also adverse effects than the actual virus itself.
Okay, so I hand you 2 pills and I say this one will kill you in a week. This one has a chance of killing you in a week. This one will definitely kill you in the next 10 years.
So let me be devil's
it's not a definite.
So let me
it's not a definite.
Hold on, it's not a direct correlation. So it's not a direct correlation, though. So it's not a direct correlation. I'm saying, what would you do in that situation? How can you, as an informed person, make the determination to say, well, fuck it, I'll throw caution to the wind and do this, and maybe, because how many people do you know that have gotten the shot, whichever fucking brand you choose, right? Have gotten the shot and then within the next couple of months had a blood clot and almost died or died. How many of you guys know somebody? Raise your hand.
If I'm off camera, my father-in-law.
And yeah.
No one.
I have one very close friend that I was in the Army with that went and got the shot in perfect health. And I say perfect health, like goes to the fucking gym 4 times a week, no issues, no fucking drug problems, not an alcoholic, no health problems whatsoever. If he went to the fucking doctor and got a checkup, they'd be like, hey, you're in perfect health, you're great, right? And literally less than 5 weeks after he got the shot, got a blood clot, stroked out, and died.
But that's what we call. Hold on. That's what we call.
So hold on a second.
That's what
is
we call.
That because of the shot? Maybe. We don't know. We can't.
Most of the time,
That's
it's
what we
most of the time, it's
correct. That's what we call circumstantial evidence.
It's anecdotal.
I will go back.
It's anecdotal.
I will go back to my pediatrician when we were kids. It was Dr. Moeller. He was the spitting image of health. The man ran marathons. He worked with Dr. Hughes.
Yep.
Right. So
My dad used to
we all went to
Dr.
We all went to Dr. Hughes and Dr. Muller.
We all went to Dr.
legally.
Yeah, legal drugs, guys. Legal drugs.
Legally.
So listen,
pharmaceuticals.
Dr. Moeller was the spitting image of health. I'm pretty sure he was a marathon runner.
Yes.
Worked out constantly, etc.
He woke up, played racquetball like a fiend.
Yes, he did. Woke up one morning, got in the shower. Mid-shower, he had a massive heart attack and was dead before he hit the fucking tub.
Look, I mean, there are tons of people who have sudden deaths with little to no warning.
Yeah, it's the whole correlation doesn't equal causation.
Yeah, exactly.
I completely agree. Yeah. So is there a chance? Yeah, and it's like the math that I did when I decided to get the fucking shot. To me, it was simple when I just broke it down to math. Because morality is subjective.
I'm not talking about individual outcome. My point was from a societal.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
And so mine was not societal. I was completely against it. I did not want to do it.
But you were compelled.
I did not want to do it. I just saw my partner and my best friend,
dude,
come home.
Something in your
just
life.
Maimed.
Something in your life changed your mind,
and it did.
And
you
decided to go and do it.
From then on,
there's nothing wrong with that.
When I saw her, so
there's
check it
nothing
out,
wrong with
guys,
that.
guys, check it out.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
When I saw her point of view of it, it was just a weird hill that I wouldn't die on.
Right, but
and so like my friends all my friends are in the industry that I'm in, right? That we are, most of us are all in, and that we're like, fuck that. They lost their jobs over it.
Yeah,
it's not worth your fucking job. Just go fucking do it. And
so,
they're like, oh, and they're so stand by, and they're like, oh, what about all this and all this and all this? And I'm like,
don't you fucking NCO
and I'm like, it's not
stand by.
To me, if you're knowingly going to work for the government, right, and you're going to work.
Did you say knowingly or annoyingly?
Knowingly.
Okay,
knowingly.
Okay.
Both.
Gotcha.
Knowingly going to work for the government, right?
Knowingly and annoyingly.
It's a weird hill to die on, man. It really is.
So I want to go back to what you were talking about in regards to
it's just like
in regards to the societal morality.
Well, let me go back to this where he's talking about the interaction of the individuals that your partner, your wife has to deal with, right? With the people that have COVID that are going through this hell, right? That she has to deal with every day. If a good majority of them didn't have to go through that, if they had just had a shot. I'm not saying that that's 100% true, but if there was a good chance,
there's a chance.
There's a good chance that
Absolutely.
they could have not, had to go through that. I mean, your personal choice is very good. Your chances of having sort of any issues with COVID are quite low, right? As a
comorbid.
Your comorbidities are low.
You're
more likely
comorbidities.
You're more likely to suffer grievous bodily injury walking down the steps of your house than you are from catching COVID.
Oh wow, is that
taking the trash out?
Yeah, taking the trash out, literally. Wow. But if you are at any point,
and had COVID twice, bitch.
I'm a twofer as well.
I'm a twofer.
Oh my god, I had the flu. I'll be okay.
You know what would be really interesting? I'd love to try and get Steven on here, or Billy, or Kim.
I would love to
and
get my
ask
wife
their opinion
on here.
Like
I would love to get.
Hold on. I would just genuinely love to ask their opinion.
My wife was in a COVID unit. If anybody's going to be the perfect person to
hold on, no.
He's talking about someone who's completely and totally.
So I've got these
unbiased
three people
because of their experiences.
So these three people made their personal choice. They didn't want to get the shot.
Right.
All 3 of these people
Which they're entitled to.
contracted. Correct. All 3 of these people, and I don't think any less of them for it.
No,
I
absolutely
think
not.
less.
Absolutely not.
Listen, I think less of Marty for driving a Ford than I do of anyone for refusing to get the shot. Okay, that's a fact. All right. So that being said,
Ford if
that
on
being
the
said,
road.
The fact that we're literally the 4 of us are sitting here at this table having this conversation and all 4 of us are vaccinated, that says something.
So that being said. Not vaccinated.
I don't have the
shot.
booster.
We
I don't
got
have
our
the
shot.
booster.
We're
I
not
don't have the
vaccinated.
booster.
So listen.
Vaccinated.
Listen.
Vaccinated.
So listen.
Oh shit! Where's my mask?
These 3 individuals exercise their personal freedom. Okay, they exercised.
We didn't exercise freedom. We exercised our fucking right to have.
That's my point. I know you guys can't hear what Marty's saying, but look, my point is they chose not to get the shot. All 3 of them contracted COVID at the same time. At the same time that I got it the second time. Same time as my coworker / friend caught it his for the first time.
You're so
Okay.
You're so hip.
I went home. Okay, I went home, and for 2 days I had minor body aches and a headache.
Right.
My friend and coworker who was with us at the same time, who also had his shots at the exact same time I did.
Yeah.
He went home, and for 3 days he had minor body aches and I think mild temperature. It never got above like 99, and then we were fine. However, the other 3 individuals were sick for weeks. They all 3 wound up with double pneumonia. All 3 wound up being hospitalized. All 3 wound up having low O2 sats and being at some point being in the emergency room being monitored. Luckily, none of them had to actually be hospitalized beyond. They were never admitted. It was just emergency room visits. It's important to state that because they were never so severe that they had to be admitted. However, it was borderline for all 3 of them. All 3 of them are still recovering, and this happened the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Well, now let me just tell you guys.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
I know
I'd be
you're trying to get
curious.
something out there, but
And I'm there, so shut the fuck up.
He looks so.
I'd be curious. I would be curious to hear their opinion on whether or not they would think they would trade what they had to go through versus to get the shot. I'm genuinely curious.
So first of all, I got the first shot. I was sick.
I hear what you're saying.
I was fucked up.
I got to grab my jacket.
I
I'm
hear
freezing.
what you're saying, but I don't see what you're saying. Okay.
He looks like one of the Star Wars characters.
But I think we kind of missed the boat where I
This
was.
this is a subliminal message, is what it is.
Yeah.
Slipknot.
I'm just saying, like, individuals like Mike who have multiple reasons why they probably should get the shot and
Absolutely.
don't. I mean, we have a personal friend who has a no longer lived experience about what happens.
That's correct. And he and I.
Yes, we do.
He and I shared.
And so I
No
had
one can hear
yeah.
you. No one can hear you.
So not to mention that
Yes.
I had COVID. CDC called me, right, and I was on the way to California to my uncle's funeral.
Right.
To my Uncle Tim's funeral. God rest his soul. And it was a height of COVID. And so I tested negative on on one of the rapid tests. Tested positive at the VA. And went to the VA and got a fucking test. The
PCR.
VA.
They did the PCR one.
Yeah,
It takes a couple days.
went right down my throat with not even buying me a drink first.
Back of your head. Yep.
Right, straight up, like just boom.
Yep.
And so,
Tested your cerebrospinal fluid.
I am in California at the time, and I'm getting like this call, and all of a sudden I'm like inbound. I'm feeling like shit, having a fever, whatever. I break the fever, but the thing is, a lot of people don't know when you break that fever, when you have COVID, you're good. Most
it's a strong indicator.
It's a
yes,
strong
it's a
indicator,
strong indicator
that you are not asymptomatic.
Shout out to Chris Porterfield. What's up, brother?
So
What a dog.
Oh shit, Chris Porterfield,
yeah,
that boy.
the one and only.
the one and only. So, I got to my uncle's funeral and I was really very perplexed to where I was going to quarantine in my hotel room. And so I called so many people and like I was like, fuck. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? What the fuck do I do? I don't want to infect not only, like my family, but brothers of my uncle. Like
Right.
I don't want to do that. So I waited in my hotel room for like 12 hours, and I just loaded myself up with vitamin B12, vitamin C. I almost overdosed.
That protects you.
Like I was just like shitting out fucking vitamin C at the time, which means you overdosed on vitamin C.
Yeah.
And I started feeling better after that. I started feeling good. I was like, okay. Or as I called my aunt, I was like, what was going on? Because I don't want to freak them the fuck out.
Right.
I never gave anyone that shit when I was at the funeral. I made sure that I was good.
Yeah.
Before I went there.
Yeah.
Because I felt fucking awful. That I like if I could possibly give that shit to anybody. And so, like, it's a personal responsibility thing. But I lived through it. I saw the responsibility behind somebody getting a vaccine if I was able to. I was so against it because I lived through it. And I thought, hey,
if I can do it.
If I can do it, right? The thing is, you don't see the back end.
Or the perspectives of the other folks, like we were just talking about. Our friend John.
Just know our friend John's last public communication
on a post on Facebook,
which was a post on Facebook, was, "My O2 sats are really low. Damn, I wish I'd gotten vaccinated."
And then he goes on to say, "Please just get the shot."
And so I did.
This man
after
was
months of being anti-vaccine.
And this is a year. This is a year later of me being anti-vaccine to listen to my partner and just her horror stories. And like it was like I thought that if I live through it, like anyone can live through it. But the thing is, that's fucking selfish, man. Because I'm not like everyone does not have my fucking goddamn, my system. They're not me. They don't have my DNA. And I have very white trash Alabama Irish farm boy DNA.
So does Marty.
So like it's
more Georgian,
very tough. Coming from a very tough farm boy fucking body. Yep. You grow up like eating
drink
dirt.
from the old.
Look, I'm the guy,
green speckled garden hose.
I was the kid who
ate mud. I ate mud when I was 4.
Dude,
you ate mud when you were 34 too.
First of all,
I was
lower your voice when you say I ate mud.
I was one of those guys who hardly ever got sick, but when I did get sick, it was like some deathly ill fucking virus where I might have to get hospitalized, kind of shit, right? Yeah. For the longest time, I was never sick, and then I find out, you've got an autoimmune disease where your immune system is basically like, hey, internal organ, you're a bitch, and I'm going to kill you now. So it turns out my immune system is like in overdrive.
So I was in an infantry unit with Jerry, and
I'm sorry,
I had such a bad fucking flu one time.
And Brett,
bad flu. And I gave everyone flu in the troop because
because caring is sharing.
The PA told me
that thing I said, but
so
the opposite.
PA quarantined me, and he was like, "No, you're not allowed to go back to work." Well, guess what work did? They're like, "No, you got to show the fuck up."
Yeah.
And so I gave everyone the flu, and it was a bad fucking ass flu.
Yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of it is mindset. What year was that? 2000 fucking 2009?
It was 2021. You would have COVID.
Right.
Guess what?
Right.
Guess what? That's called swine flu, my friend.
So I got a
That's
really
what
bad
I got
flu.
in 2009.
It was a really bad flu. My PA,
It was horrible.
My PA told me to stay home for a week.
Very
He's
bad.
like, you can't do anything.
And I wore a mask.
You can't even show up to formation. And so I handed it to one of my fucking platoon sergeants, and he's like, one of those things.
If only you had known at the time that your PA could have called your chain of command and
did.
Which you did.
Yeah.
I got fucking swine flu when we were out doing fucking mount training, right? And I had to go to the fucking Consolidated Troop Medical Clinic and go get a fucking little, you gotta
the thing
get
is, man,
quarters.
when you're sick,
and I stayed in a fucking wing room in the Open Bay Barracks.
So
in a wing room.
This is not 1954, guys.
Well,
so the thing is,
it's
like,
the
if
same
you get
fucking
sick,
thing, dude.
If you get
it's the
sick,
same thing.
Do not show up to fucking work.
It's the same thing.
Do not show up to.
Let me ask you a question. In the 1950s,
home,
in the 1950s, what was the recommendations if you had a highly communicable?
You got ghosts in your blood. Do cocaine about
That's
it.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're talking about the 50s, not the 1800s.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Right?
You got ghosts in your blood.
You still got prescribed heroin.
You should drink.
In the 1950s,
you could buy it at Sears Roebuck.
You
could have it delivered to your home.
What was the recommendation?
You could have it delivered to your home with your Thompson machine gun.
That's it. Yeah.
Tea and whiskey.
Hold on.
What happened to this country?
Tea and whiskey.
And it was marketed as
whiskey.
non-addicting.
So the
hold
thing
on
is,
a second. So hold on a second.
Cough
spoiler
syrup.
alert. Spoiler alert.
Cough syrup.
Spoiler alert.
had
Here is
fucking
your
opiates.
recommendations if you were carrying a highly communicable either disease or illness or whatever, right? Wash your hands and wear a mask.
Yeah.
Stay away from people.
Yeah.
And they would give you a fucking heavy load of cough syrup, which we know as today is
Science.
codeine.
Science.
And codeine
The
has
good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Science.
That drip.
We call it lean.
that lean.
You got to get that grape drink.
that grape drink. You got to get that. But the thing is, like that, they would throw drugs at it. because let's not talk about the fucking, the entire pharmaceutical community as a whole that is making money off sick people.
Money,
of course.
and money,
Well,
and
there's no cures.
We're talking
There's
back
no
from
cures.
the
There's no
1800s,
answers.
1900s. That
There's
there's
no
Everything.
money in curing disease.
There's no cure. There's no answer. Everything gives you cancer.
It's a 200
Rest
year
in peace,
old.
Joe Jackson.
Is Joe Jackson dead?
It's a
Yeah,
it's
oh
a
God, he died
200 year
a long
old
time
fucking.
ago.
Is he
It's a
really?
200 year old
Yeah.
like industry. Like
More than that.
guys
He
would
died a
come
long time
out.
ago.
Guys,
Jared,
guys
Jared,
would come out. And
Jared,
just be
what
like,
year did Joe Jackson die? Find out for us while
Young
we talk.
Jared. Yeah.
So guys would come out and just be like, "Hey, here's a syrup. It's got cocaine in it. It
Here's
just make you not
here's
feel
this.
shit."
Here's the scissor.
No.
Scissor. Did you say syrup? Scissor.
On some scissor.
Scissor.
Sipping on some sipping on some scissor.
So the thing is, like, and so from my experience, man, and this just comes from mine, I just feel like it's a weird hill to die on. If you're working
Say
for the government,
2018.
so if you're working for the government,
Wait, what? Joe
20
Jackson died in
2018.
2018.
Yeah, I knew it was.
There's
it
no
had
way.
to have been recent. Yeah.
There's no fucking
So
way.
let me finish the statement.
Hold
guys.
on.
Tom,
I'm listening.
let me finish the statement.
I'm listening.
If you work for the government and you want to
Go on.
if you want to stand on this hill to where you don't want to take the vaccine, then you must not like money. I like money. Everyone likes money, right?
So your entire argument's on money.
No, that's the father of Michael Jackson. Yeah.
I mean, you struck me off, but
Here.
am I right?
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
was the wrong
stroking
Joe
you off.
Jackson. That was the wrong Joe Jackson.
Struggling me off.
So the thing is, like, I did it earlier before it was mandated.
He's alive?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's still alive.
What?
Yeah. I didn't
My
think he
entire life is a lie.
It is a lie. So I did not base my decision off a mandate. I based my decision off I saw it coming, and then I put in my wife's experience at the hospital on every horror story that she told me, and just was completely
Yeah, he's alive,
fucking
67.
just insane. I made my own decision because I wanted to do it.
Now your decision is being questioned. Hold on.
Okay.
The podcast can't hear you.
I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it.
I know they can't hear me.
So let's rotate.
Let's
rotate.
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 My main question is, should the vaccine versus not vaccine?
Should the vaccine versus not vaccine?
I gotta build this conversation up because
Well, then just have a seat.
Hey, you remember that video, Tom, where like, hey, let me tell you what I don't like about Trump. Hey, Trump's got a lot of good points, man.
Hey,
Got a lot of good points.
Rotate. Or let him talk in the mic. Let him talk in the mic.
Speaking of Mike. All right, Mikey, please respond. This is a question to you. If an individual comes into the ER where your wife works, I mean, amazingly, I will say that, should they not consider the fact that the vaccine may cause clots? Should they consider that, or should they consider just blow it off?
So let me follow that. When I got put in surgery and I had a scare to where I had to get a fucking, whatchamacallit, a
Blood thinner.
No, well that, and I had to get. So when you go into surgery, you have to have blood thinners.
So, Mikey, hang on 1 second before you tell your story. I just want to make a point clear before you tell your story. When a pharmaceutical company gets a drug approved to go on the market, any side effects that come up after the fact, not during trials, but if it's approved for mass distribution, that shit gets shoveled down so fucking deep and so far, no one will fucking talk about it. No one will acknowledge it. And if you do, it gets fucking deplatformed.
So yes,
So that is the answer to your
Yes.
question, Marty. Mikey, go ahead.
Yes. No. So my decision was based on my emotion. To be honest with you, it was based on emotion.
There's all kinds of sign language going on. I don't know what.
30 minutes.
What?
He's got to go.
Oh, okay.
He's got PT in the
So
morning.
my decision was based on a personal decision, not on anybody else. Okay. So and I was so against it, man. I was so fucking against it. And then I realized the fucking writing's on the wall. And I was like, okay, I'll just go get it. And I got so sick, dude. I got so fucking sick. I got sick as a motherfucker off these vaccines. And I not only went back once, I went back twice. I went and got the Pfizer, right? I went back once, I went back twice. And I got sick every fucking time. It took me out of work a whole day. And it fucking fucked me up.
Yeah, I got my booster Friday morning and was out of fucking work.
Yeah. So
I worked for a few more hours, but that was it.
The thing is, like, so here's my point. Guys in our fucking realm of work that choose to walk away and fucking fight that fight, and like, okay, you're not gonna get paid. You're not gonna you're not gonna do what you love, which sucks. Right?
But
it sucks. But here's the but on it. You can't sit there and talk shit on it. If you like what you're doing, it sucks to have to fucking comply. Because I didn't want to comply.
Right.
I did not want to.
It's human
comply.
nature.
yeah,
But no, it's not human nature. I had to fucking. The thing is, this is a personal decision. And so not because I was a government guy that wanted to continue on in my carear. This is based on my personal
government
decision.
con.
So
This is based on
I want to go to Marty's question again. And the answer is they definitely should consider those concerns. That when it comes down to the math that I was talking about, where my decision it made it easier for me to just break it down into the math. I know I have these comorbidities. I know I'm immunocompromised, I'm obese, and I smoke. Okay, so these three things, the immunocompromised.
You are not
status
obese. You are
no,
thick with like 3
by
C's.
medical standards.
Fluffy.
By medical standards, I am obese. So these three factors were key in my decision. But the biggest one was the immunocompromised status. Okay.
Oh.
So I broke it down to simple math. I can take a known significant risk now, or I can take an unknown potential risk, whether it's minor or significant. It's unknown, and it's not even guaranteed at some unknown point in the future. And so the way I looked at it was simple math. Do I want to risk having a year or less? Because if I get COVID, I could be intubated and dead within 3 weeks because of my immunocompromised status. Or do I want to potentially have another 2 years, 10 years, 5 years,
So,
or
so
2
every
years, 5 years,
so
10 years, 20 years left. And okay, in 20 years, this unknown fucking thing came up, but I contracted COVID it was about 2 months after I got not vaccinated, after I got my fucking initial shots, I contracted COVID. And even having those shots on board, it knocked me out for 2 fucking weeks.
The queef.
Luckily, my symptoms were minor enough. I never had to seek any medical attention outside the home, but it knocked me out for 2 weeks. The reality is, if I hadn't gotten those shots and I contracted COVID, I may be dead. I might not be sitting here right now.
Exactly. So
I didn't see what you said.
So blindly, my decision was not blind.
Well,
my decision was very.
Hold on, I wanted because I'm about to jump off of here, but I wanted to go back to one thing that Will brought up earlier about the societal morality of this. If there's a chance that you getting the shot could free up some medical care for others, does that enough?
Trump your personal freedoms?
I don't think it does. But here's what I want to get to. Hold on.
So nothing trumps your personal freedoms.
Here's what I want to get to.
In this country.
Right? Here's what I want to get to. It's not as simple as the one person on the tracks versus one kid on the track versus 10 elderly on the other track.
Right.
Where do you switch a train? It's not that simple because
it's complex.
Hold on. It's not, and I know that this is more. This is more of a hypocrisy stab that I'm going to make. The reality is there's 1,000,001 things every single one of us could do every single day to make society better as a whole. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, and you can curse my name if you want, my personal belief is I have to take care of me and mine first.
Absolutely.
Put your mask on first and then help the other.
Right.
Is the mentality. Well, yeah. And so as grim as that might sound to some degree, it's a reality that we have to face.
I mean, I would say I've put my money where my mouth is.
I have too.
I'm not an individual that's really at any risk with it, having had it twice, and the second time being very mild.
I've had it twice.
And yet I still did it because
I have as well. I mean,
I've had it with the vaccine.
Put it to you like this. I volunteer with a large, large organization that provides disaster relief and emergency services and search and rescue and stuff like that. And it's like those go towards the, that's the whole societal morality thing. I give back. It's not all just take.
Right, but I would say that as much as we all like to believe that we have a lot of personal liberty and freedom, there's a lot of things in life that we allow.
Oh yeah, it's a constant
society,
battle. It's a constant battle back and forth between safety and freedom.
Right.
And it's, it's
so it's not just safety
constant
and
balance.
freedom, but it's also just there are some things that people do have to work together as a large group to accomplish.
It's not achievable by the individual, but by the organization or the society as a whole.
Correct.
Understood.
And again, it's leading back to individuals that would directly cause, more than likely, high probability, cause a strain on the medical system. Should they be unvaccinated?
Should those with a greater instance of comorbidities be more inclined to?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say yes, but it's not about the societal morality for me. It's about that comes from a personal emotional place for me. It's you have these comorbidities, fucking roll the dice and get the shot. Don't be a John.
That was my point.
Yeah, and I completely agree. I completely agree.
I can see that.
I'm gonna rotate out.
Yeah, we got to rotate because our producer, young Jared, has to go home because unfortunately he's the only one in the room that's still active duty and has to go do PT in the morning.
Wah wah.
Thankfully, got the
scores right now.
I can look it up.
We'll look it up. Thankfully, we do have Mike here, who is actually an OG producer of the podcast, and he's going to take over for a minute, and Marty's going to rotate in. And we're going to change the subject.
All right. It's
wait, hold on. Marty wants to talk about some stuff.
You got 14:50 left in the third quarter. San Francisco.
A lot of good points.
Hey,
San Francisco.
10-7.
Listen, San Francisco's up by 3. It's 10-7 with 14 and change left in the third. So this might be.
I fucked the 49ers.
I don't care. I'm pulling for
49ers.
Cincinnati at this point. Even though they defeated the Chiefs, I'm pulling for Cincinnati because fuck the Rams and the 49ers.
I cannot wait Joe Burrow to
That's all.
fuck that ass.
I just want to say my condolences to Brian. That sucks. Keith, if you're watching, I hope your team wins, bro. I hope your team wins. What's up?
The Stream Deck is the camera feed.
No, the Stream Deck's the same as yours. It's the exact same.
Trim your
It's the exact same
mustache.
config that you set up on your Stream Deck.
That's a 670-1 mustache
You're
if I
good.
ever saw one. God damn. That's a beautiful mustache.
Marty, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
You can
Marty,
move the mic. So
Marty,
you don't
fuck you, Marty. Fuck you, Marty.
I was in the back talking.
I know. The thing is, I was kind of middle ground when I met Marty. Middle ground.
So hold on.
He saw the Trump train.
Hold on. Let's not change subject yet. Marty had some stuff that he wanted to talk about.
Real quick.
Okay.
Just one point I want to make.
Yeah.
And I want your honest point of view on this. Sure. Okay. Love you, bro. Obviously, I'm not going to go into some heartfelt string about my father-in-law because, yes, he did recently have a stroke, right?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay.
Amazing man.
But I'm not pulling any heartstrings. I'm not trying to pull that kind of leverage of like, oh, poor me or anything like that. Nothing of that nature. Point is yes, we're all vaccinated around this table. Because we can all agree it's for the most part, it's
for us.
For employment purposes. We want to keep our jobs. We want to keep a paycheck coming in.
For us, it's a smart idea.
Support our families, right?
We're
young.
We all made our decisions.
We're young. We're able. We can most likely kind of conquer our ways through. From the military, we've had how many thousands of shots put in our body. We didn't even know what they were. Yeah. I get it. Whatever, right?
We've all walked through that long room with 16 different nurses.
We didn't know what the hell was put in our body,
exactly.
and we took it, right?
Right.
Whatever, right? Okay, I get it.
Yes.
So speaking on the, I don't want to say older community per se, but like let's use my father-in-law for example.
Okay.
And again, I'm not nothing from a personal point of view. Let's think logically.
He's a great man.
Let's think logically. Let's think logically here, okay? As Tom brought up,
we did at the same time.
A lot of healthy people took the shot. All of a sudden, maybe had complications, right? Or adverse effects, maybe whatever it may be.
I was sick for fucking like 2 days.
Yeah, and so a lot of people.
We're not talking about. We're not talking about.
We're
symptoms.
not saying. I'm talking about like
we're talking about illness, not symptoms.
Life and death. Like you're talking about people
Right.
that had maybe clots or maybe people
Yes.
had whatever side effects, whatever they may be.
Strokes and blood clots. Those are the main things.
I think one
And
of the
strokes caused
biggest
by blood clots.
problems we had was no one here has a problem with the shot. I don't care who has the shot, right? I think
Nope.
we're all going to agree with
I've
that,
had
right?
it. We're good.
I've had it.
Yeah.
You've had it. We've all had a shot, right? Depending on whatever company it came from.
Right.
Point is we like to look at if there is a side effect, do we recognize it?
Right.
And do we recognize it because of that entity of the shot, or is it life? For example.
Oh.
Oh, sorry,
Oh.
I left y'all hanging. I apologize.
Sorry.
So, for example, my father-in-law took the shot.
God damn it, Will Fowler.
He had a stroke. Right, healthy man, very healthy roofer. But anyways, point of view
Amazing man.
is great man, right? Very healthy, very active, always outside, never inside. So, anyways,
My favorite.
Always
bird.
doing laundry. Always
He-
doing laundry.
No offense.
Always
no
folding
offense.
laundry.
No offense.
And
No offense,
this is-
Crystal and Connie. My favorite bird.
Absolutely not. And this is Mikey. I'm asking your point of view on this. All right,
Okay.
and I want you to
Shoot away.
speak from your wife's point of view or the emergency personnel
From your point of view, based on what.
Okay.
you've learned from-
Okay. Shoot.
So, okay, he gets the shot. He stays healthy. He maintains exactly what society expects him to do. I say expects, but hopes he would do
It's an expectation
to
at this
get
point.
a shot
You're right.
for people that are over the age of 60, right? Okay, so he gets, because he could possibly be compromised. So he gets a shot. He has a stroke. Okay, when he has the stroke, should we look at the possibilities that it came from
Abso-fucking-lutely.
the shot?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
You say that, but when it took place,
I'm talking about
when
on my
hold
aspect.
on. When it took place,
Don't you move that fucking mic close to you like that.
when it took place, we asked the healthcare administration, like, hey, could it potentially been from the shot? They immediately said, no, it's not.
Yeah, and that's bullshit right there. That's bullshit. That right there, that is not the fucking hospital talking. That's media talking, because they don't want as
Agreed.
a hospital to fucking be labeled as that. They don't want that media attention.
And it's okay if, and I think we can all expect, if a stroke is a possible side effect of the shot, still, a lot of us still get the shot. Because it's a,
Right.
if we
It's a
accept that side effect,
risk mitigation.
and everyone does a fucking good job
We-
at doing like pre-existing fucking conditions.
if this what I'm saying, not pre-existing, but if a side effect is possibly a stroke, we accept it. Just like we take our pre-workouts,
Yeah,
we expect maybe we
taking
might get
a
a heart
risk.
attack, right?
But
From
you're
our
taking a
risk.
pre-workouts. But if a hospital blows it off, like, nope, it's not, immediately
That's
the
not a
first
thing.
Is nope, it's not the shot. It's because he had diabetes or he had high blood pressure. That's immediately what they label it as.
Right.
I see that as wrong, right?
I
I
do.
do too.
Well,
I do too, man.
Now, ruling it out completely without looking into it, definitely wrong.
It's wrong.
Definitely
Exactly.
wrong.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people over the age of, let's just say 55,
Okay.
Fair.
right? Over the age of 55 that take a lot of medication to deal with issues they have. Some
Precisely.
sort of
Agreed.
health issue, stuff like
Which
that.
could
Agreed.
absolutely attribute to strokes.
No, that most
and-
definitely
Agreed.
have side effects. And things like that.
100%.
Right. And those medical conditions that they're taking that medication for are most of the time, long-term health
Agreed.
problems, right?
Agreed.
Whereas COVID and its mortality rate for individuals, especially those over 60, is more of a short term.
But let me ask you. We take a medicine. Let's say you get
Right.
high blood pressure,
Right.
right? You start taking this medicine,
Marty's
but that
so good at this.
on that description, on that side effects, because it has that label, it
Right.
says that you could possibly have a stroke. You
Right,
accept
we
that
can-
risk.
No,
you
no,
accept
no,
that risk.
100%. No, 100%. They
But
have
why is the shot not labeled as a risk that
Right,
you might
because
have a
they don't
stroke?
want us to be
100%
because it's-
safe.
No,
It
it's-
won't
okay,
cause
look,
any issues. That's
you're
how
not-
it's
you're
being
not- you're-
marketed.
No, I know. Okay,
That's how
you're
it's
not going to
marketed.
get me to like back up the pharmaceutical companies.
Of course not.
Slimy
We're not asking you
fucking
to.
group.
We're not asking you to.
or the same politicians that said when it was being developed under Operation Warp Speed by Trump's administration that we're not taking the Trump shot, and then now it's the same shot that's being
Same.
manufactured by the same companies
Right.
going,
Same.
you've
Right.
got to take it.
Right.
All of these things are wrong.
Agreed.
All of that is wrong.
Okay.
But what isn't is the fact that the risks, especially in older people, of the shot versus catching COVID, which is an almost certainty at this point,
Right.
is much lower when you have the shot. Overall, your
For sure.
comorbidity of having the shot and catching COVID
Right.
is together whatever you may get from the shot or not. And
Right.
from COVID that you once you have the shot or not,
and that effectiveness
versus COVID
varies based on age and
right. Yes. And we're not even talking about like therapeutics and stuff that can be
Right.
used for COVID and stuff,
Of
whether you have the
course,
shot or
of
not.
course.
Of course.
There are other things you can do, most
The
definitely.
variables are insane, right?
But
Then we
but,
go
but
on-
the immediate
Dude, it's
dismissal
nuts.
of
But-
the
It's
immediate
nuts.
The fact is,
the immediate dismissal of any theories
from what
of anything that contradicts.
But that's a whole nother argument.
Like ivermectin.
It's
That's
the same
a
argument.
horse-
No, it's
that's
a
a horse
it's
thing.
a whole
and
other
it's
argument.
like,
Because
but it works.
by saying that, they have misrepresented the downside possibilities of the shot. Is now using it as in the way that you framed it, and a lot of other people are framing it as a complete negative reason to never get the shot
No,
because
we
people are
support
down.
it.
Right. It is something that for those people, like, look, I have it. My father is pushing 70 now. He
Right.
just got COVID. He is unvaccinated. He is one of the horse dewormer guys.
Right.
Not really, obviously.
Ivermectin.
Don't. I wouldn't say
Obviously.
that.
I
Ivermectin.
would
No,
not-
look, it's prescribed by a doctor, and
Right.
it's specifically a pill that is used to treat humans. Now,
Ivermectin?
yes, correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, I was about to give you a whole history lesson on ivermectin because I use ivermectin on my farm, so I know.
You're not gonna history lesson me. I just like making jokes.
Touche.
It still does not change the fact that his outcome is more of an outlier and a lucky one for someone his age catching it.
Agreed.
And the fact
Right.
that he caught what is most likely the Omicron variant,
Right.
which is
A cold.
significantly less than,
more mild,
yeah.
right? Which we
Yeah.
can all agree.
Yep. Which, thank God.
The fact that he memed his way through the entire pandemic till now, literally not doing anything.
That's awesome.
It's insane.
Yeah, no
He's-
mask, no
hey,
social
dude,
distancing.
He should
no
buy a
anything.
fucking
Lottery
ticket.
ticket.
It's
Yeah.
unreal.
I agree.
Well, I'm
It's
glad that he's healthy.
unreal.
My grandfather is like 92. And he did the same fucking thing.
Let's
Dude.
not get off topic, though.
No,
Hold on.
Going back to this,
Yeah,
it
Mikey.
is
Fuck you.
a
Tom.
effective medical treatment, specifically in that age range. So the side effects, even if they were fully outlined, like you are when you see like a fucking medication, anything that they show on fucking television, ask your doctor about Cialis. Side effects may include.
Exactly. Okay.
You know what? The motherfucker's gonna go down there and take that boner pill because they want to get laid on Friday night.
But
after
they're
they do the
risking
fucking,
what?
Well,
The side effects.
Right, exactly, right. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be talked about. Obviously,
Precisely.
there's obviously a very easy reason why they
Plethora.
want to do it. No, that's a
So-
very easy reason. It's very basic. It goes,
Well, let's-
holy shit, we want to try to get this pandemic under control. Obviously, COVID-0 is
Okay.
a fucking brain dead approach. We're not going to
Okay.
get to it, but we're going to keep saying we're going to do that because kind of we want to get reelected. And then we
Okay.
got to downplay the side effects because it's going to scare people away from getting the vaccine,
Okay.
despite the fact that
But let me
it's
ask you.
very
Hold on.
effective.
Hold on.
We have a 4-minute time limit
Okay,
on
4-minute time.
this conversation.
I will argue. Okay.
because
Give me 30 seconds.
we have dropped
I asked
2
for,
viewers.
I asked for 30 seconds. No, it's okay. Cialis.
Letting you know.
We take.
Uh-huh.
All right. You know you.
Whoa.
Want, no,
Who's
no, no.
we? You got a mouse in your
Let's
pocket?
take Cialis. All right. For example,
I
listen to
love
let's take
Cialis.
a
I don't
need no
cliche
goddamn Cialis.
70-year-old man.
I love taking it. I don't need it. I
70
love taking
hold on. We take Cialis. Oh, a 70-year-old man takes Cialis for what? Because he has one goal, right? He has one goal.
He said it's been a while since I've
He's
seen.
accepted the
I
risk
love that
of
boner power.
whatever the
He
side-
said
whatever the
it's been
side
a long
effects may
time
be.
since he saw what he keeps on his phone and he wants to
takes
have it out.
If he take hold on. If he takes Cialis and he has a heart attack, right?
Right.
He goes to the hospital. What's
Right.
the first question the hospital's going to ask? What prescription have you taken?
Yeah,
and
any
he's going to say
medication,
Cialis is on that list.
Right,
And they're
no.
going to say, okay, your probably reason you have your heart attack is because you took Cialis.
Right.
Hate to break it to you, bro. Yeah, we know you're
Sure.
70, but your last medication.
Wait, because you have a weak heart. You have this. You're older. all
But
these
hold
things,
on,
right,
hold on. He's been taking whatever medications from high heart rate or blood pressure, whatever heart medicine he's been taking. But he also took Cialis. That was the
Right.
last medicine he took before he had his heart attack. So the hospital is most likely going to label as his heart attack reason because of Cialis. That's logical, right? Always
sure.
like it's like going back to IT. What's the last thing you did on the computer?
Yeah.
Right, because
Occam's
that's what
razor.
causes it. But yeah,
Occam-
that's
Have you turn it
But
on
that's
and
because,
off?
but that's
Occam's
because that's
razor.
something that directly affects both blood pressure, blood rate, and blood
Precisely.
flow. Right.
So the last thing you took is. I'm going
Right.
to say always, but usually let's look at that
but
as one of the reasons.
but comparing a vasodilator to
So if
a
he's busting out big words.
So
but comparing a vasodilator.
What did your dad work for Big Pharma?
It's almost.
Do you have stock in Pfizer and Johnson?
No,
like, what do you?
No, but comparing a vasodilator to
He
the. No, I don't. I don't have stock in either of them. I should have. Holy fuck! I'd
You'll
be rich.
inherit some.
No, he already sold all his. But no, come on now.
His dad literally worked for Pfizer.
Yeah, for
just FYI.
and also
years.
and also
Touché?
did
Okay.
did not want to take the Pfizer shot because of his time at Pfizer. Now,
Oh fuck! Well, fuck me then.
all the lawsuits that y'all went through. I mean, I can imagine.
hey, look, I had the Pfizer shot. It is what it is. Now,
look up the largest.
no, I'm
That's
not
why
saying the
I am
argument's
the way
bad.
I am.
Look up the
I'm
largest
not
class
disagreeing with the
action
argument.
suit
My
settlement
point
in
is
the
that
entire
that
history
is
of the
an
world.
argument for
So-
regulation and for the government's approach to how it does things and how it lets the pharmaceutical companies do the things and say the things that they do. Not an argument against taking the jab.
But because
The
as
clot-
of right now,
the
we can all
clot shot.
agree on. No, hold on.
Jab.
Let's not give it that
Take the
name. Really.
jab.
Pfizer
Don't give it
had
the name clot
Johnson.
shot. Fuck you.
Hold
It's
on,
clot
hold
shot.
on. I will agree, but I'm not. Let's stay logical here.
Mm-hmm.
There's commercials for the shot. We can all agree, right? We've all seen the commercials.
There's
Take your
fucking
shot.
commercials.
Back-
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing-
Biden's
okay.
Facebook feed is the
None
commercials for
of
the
those
shot.
every commercial we've ever seen from any medication always lists the side effects. Name one time a COVID
Never.
vaccine has ever mentioned
Never.
side effects.
Never.
And
Why
again,
not?
I'm
Because
not,
we don't
because
know.
They don't want
Because
to
they don't know.
drive down people. I'm not
Agreed,
saying it's.
agreed.
I'm not saying it's
Okay,
right.
okay.
I'm not saying it's right. But I understand why they're doing it. I'm not
They
agreeing
don't
with
know.
it. I'm saying
We're
I understand.
flying by the
Should
seat
they-
of our
It's-
fucking
that's
pants
not
here.
true. They do know.
Okay. Let's say
They know.
don't.
They know.
Some.
Let's say
They know.
They know some.
Potentially.
Let's say they don't
maybe.
know. Let's say they don't know. Let's say they don't know. Okay, we don't know.
30
but
seconds.
The potential side effects we have to list, right?
Sorry.
But they don't have to. Why? Because they're not held to a lawsuit.
Exactly.
Fucking
But
jump
again-
master over here.
Again, this
30
leads you back to
seconds.
I'm
So-
not disagreeing.
So hospitals, like you're.
And we're done.
We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
All right. We're
wrap
done
it
with
up,
this
B. Wrap it
conversation.
up.
All
Wrap it
right.
up, B.
Yeah, seriously. If you don't want kids, wrap it up.
I know this conversation can go forever. I think
It
we can all
really
agree.
Talk
would.
to your ranger
It really
buddy
would.
and wrap it up.
Okay.
Wrap it up.
I think we can all agree with freedom, though, right?
So, Fowler.
Freedom is
Table.
freedom.
So,
Freedom.
so Fowler,
What's up, bud?
what are you doing with the food truck, man?
Ooh, tell
what's the
us.
plans?
Tell us.
I
Hey,
need to
what
get
areas
them-
do you serve? What areas do you serve?
Well, they're getting ready to ramp the food truck back up. They haven't
Well,
started
yeah.
yet.
When you get back started, what areas do you plan to serve?
It depends.
I mean, what
All right,
you
great
originate-
answer.
No, it just depends.
That's a great
like the long
answer.
and the short of it is it depends on the financials, right? So if, for instance, I'm going to lug this big bastard somewhere with a bunch of food in it because I was a potential to make a decent amount of money to make the trip worthwhile, I will make the trip.
Right.
Otherwise, I'll be staying close to areas where I
What's
know.
your minimal personnel to serve before you
Oh,
take
two.
a trip out?
Two.
No, hold on. Because I understand the logics of buying the meat and things like that.
Well, not just it's not just that. The issue is with the food that we do. If let's say, for instance, I like using burger trucks because burgers are ubiquitous. It's the American food truck. There's so many places that sell burgers.
Sure.
Food trucks. When you buy all of your things, right, and you prep your stuff to go out with your food truck, where do you leave your hamburger meat? Inside the refrigerator, right?
In the cooler.
Yeah, and it just stays cold.
Great.
Yeah.
And then if you don't sell all your burgers that night, it's been in the refrigerator and you wrap it up tight again. And guess what? The next day you can serve that burger meat.
Agreed.
You just fry it up, put on this. It's my phone that went off.
Oh. This text is irrelevant.
Yeah, it was
What
this
the
text
fuck
is
was
irrelevant.
that?
And so so when you do barbecue, you have to guess how much you're going to want to serve. You cook however much it is. And then at the end of the day, what you don't serve, you have to throw away.
Okay.
So when I
True.
plan on doing things,
Let's get back to that. I'll argue that one, but go ahead.
I mean, you can.
You can't
My
argue it.
Well, I don't want to argue it, but I want to question this. Like if I
Question it.
Mhm.
it as a venue per
Mhm.
se.
Yeah.
If I have an event of X amount of personnel and I tell you I have X amount of personnel,
Yeah.
Personnel.
what's that minimal weight versus to meet versus personnel that you will drive X amount of miles? And I don't mean to be too complicated, but what I'm getting
Let's
at
just
is
say,
if
like,
you have
if-
100 people, that's let's say
I'd drive within 3 hours for that.
for 100 people.
Yeah, because realistically, for me to serve 100 people, I can get that done in around 45 minutes.
Fair.
And if I'm serving 100 people at, let's just say, call it a break point $11 a head, $12 a head.
Fair.
I've essentially done somewhere around $1,100 to $1,200 in gross sales, essentially, right, in under an hour. And then
that's
I can
actually
pack up
really
my
cheap,
truck.
actually, for $12 a head.
Exactly. I'm just using it as a average food truck lunch
Average.
price.
That's really
right?
good, actually.
Now, if you were to do it for like an event, well, let's say you were doing it like at a wedding venue.
I was about to ask
Which we've done
a
wedding
wedding
venues, and we've actually done a food truck at a wedding venue where they told us this is how many plates you want to have. Here's the sides. We worked it out for them. They wanted special stuff. I'm using like what the average price is at a food truck at lunch.
Absolutely.
And we served even faster than that there because it was already pre-made. Like you didn't have to. They came up. You say pick you tell us what your protein is. We put it on the plate. Boom, boom, boom. We already had the plates pre-done. As the lines are forming, they're just stacking them, and they're like, oh, grab this plate for you. Grab this plate for you. Grab this plate. You know what I mean? And it's out. Because you don't have to cook anything; it's already cooked. You've done all that time beforehand, so you can pump it out really quick. So it depends. Realistically, I think we did that wedding was like $2,600 was what they paid for us to cater, and I think they had 150 people.
That's good.
And it was like premium quality meat and premium sides, 3 sides per person.
Wow, 3 sides plus
Yeah.
meat.
Wow.
That's actually really good.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
So,
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like that.
and it just depends. You know, right now prices would probably be a little higher. This was back in 2018.
Yeah.
Right now, meat is fucking out of this world insane.
It's insane.
We're
Brisket's
not
gone
getting
up.
shit to market
Dude,
right now.
Our brisket's gone up $1.50 a pound.
Jesus Christ.
And
What
that's
are you at a
pre-cooked.
pound right now?
Right now, I sell brisket slice.
Joe Biden.
Just regular brisket slice is $25 a pound.
$25 a pound for brisket.
Yeah. That's the most expensive.
That's
the
1
most
pound
expensive
cooked,
meat.
right? That's 1
Yeah,
pound
yeah.
cooked. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
2 pounds pre-cooked, right? Let's
Roughly,
say.
roughly.
Okay, so that's still fair. You're still. I mean, that's definitely fair. Because if you're buying raw, a lot of people like say, "Well, I can get 2 pounds for $20." Well, that's pre-cooked.
Yeah,
So
well,
after
and
cooked, you're only getting 10 pounds.
When you count it like
Oh, you get
what
what
that
you pay for, man.
that pound of brisket costs me, just raw materials
Yeah.
of the meat, not counting the rub, not counting personal time, not counting the
Agreed.
overhead, all that other bullshit. That 1 pound costs me $13 in raw meat
That's still pricey. Yeah, that's up there.
to make that $25 sale, which then out of that $25 sale, I then have to pay employees. I have to pay for the
Agreed.
rub. I got to pay for the power. I got
gas.
to pay for the wood. I've got to pay for everything that
Everything.
goes involved in that to get that plate to the public.
Touche.
Realistically, it's just a couple bucks a pound that we make.
Do you
money
offer
on.
package deals for if you say if I had 100 personnel, 120 personnel, like other packages? Like if I say, hey, I got 100
Well, normally
personnel.
what we do
for
is
a
we
main
quote
meat and
we
2
quote,
sides.
we quote by the pound. The price is always by the pound.
But a lot of people don't know what they need. If
Well,
they
yeah.
say 100
And normally what I tell them is like I recommend a third
They're
pound.
fucking retarded and they're
No.
like,
No, yeah,
He's
you know,
exactly
that's what I
right.
tell them. I
They're
tell
like,
people, I say I price everything by the pound. You can't say the R word, buddy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Strike
So-
2, Mikey. Strike 2.
My bad.
So
I did not
You-
mean to say that.
You're going to
Yeah.
be hobbling home soon.
well, he's hobbling anyways.
So go
My
ahead.
fault.
So yeah, so it just goes by the pound.
If you're
Agreed.
uneducated, right? Yeah, uneducated, and you cannot,
Like-
you
like
cannot
you?
figure out.
Let's
Like
move
you?
on. Let's move on.
Yes.
Let's move on. So let's just say it's like God damn.
I love the fact that he's just like, yes.
Well, everything's priced by the pound. Sides are priced
I'm priced by the pound.
by tray size, right? And the tray can feed. I say this is how many people each tray can feed. So you can decide how many trays you want to buy,
cut feed thing. That's just a
and how many
risky thing.
Risky.
pounds is like I say. Realistically, most people eat around a quarter to a third pound, and they're satiated. If they've had a quarter, third pound of that plus a couple sides stuff like that, and you have like a piece of bread, something like that, that's an average meal, right? So realistically, what I would say is like you divide your number by 3, and that's how many pounds of meat you need.
Okay.
That's what I tell people when I give them quotes.
But-
Now, if they want more, I'm also if they say, "Hey, look, I want to make sure no one goes home hungry, and we have extras."
Is there an ashtray?
I can use a can.
There should
That
be.
one right
oh,
there.
yeah, that one right there. Yeah, you
All
guys
right,
aren't
fuck,
smoking.
front of me.
I think my main point
Pass that
was
down,
is
Mike,
because if like a
Thank
lot
you.
of I understand
Thank you.
prices are fluctuating,
Mhm.
but
Sorry.
a lot of consumers
My
when they
bad.
come in, like say they book my venue, they say I have 100 or 120
Mhm.
personnel. I need to find a vendor that can feed 120 people with
Mhm.
1 meat and 2 sides.
Mhm.
Right, 1 meat, 2 sides.
Mhm.
What is your quote? Like, do you have packages that fit that kind of narrative? Or,
Yeah.
or
It's
okay,
just
you do.
literally like I said, the it just depends on the side and which meat, and then
Okay.
and you just literally divide that number by 3. That's how many pounds of meat, and then the trays generally feed between. If you're doing full trays, like you're looking at that size, you're going to be serving a full tray. A full tray feeds 30 people.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Right? So you could do, right, you just say, hey, look, I have 120 people. That's 4 trays of that side.
Oh, understood.
And then you get 4 trays of another side and 4 trays of another side. And then, 120 divided by 3, you're looking at that much in meat, 40 pounds.
I mean, you've been in business for fucking years, man.
Since 2017, yeah.
Exactly. So when you experience,
So let's name that business. Let's name that business.
Name that business. I think it's Fowler's
Fowler's Southern Gourmet.
Southern Gourmet. Yeah.
Fowler's Southern
we
Gourmet.
have already posted the links in the Facebook.
My
or
point
in
is,
the, YouTube
I mean,
chat.
you've experienced this, and so what I'm getting at is, if someone says, "Hey, I got 120 people," do you try to round up and say, "Hey"?
Normally, we build in about 10%.
10%. Okay, that's good.
Nice.
On that, because
you got to have a margin of error.
and also it's one that's like just on everything. So we put 10% above on everything for the mounts, and then go. It's up to the individual. So if they say, "Look, I just want to make sure everybody has something to eat," and that's it. Okay, that's where we leave the quote at. If they say, "Look, I want to make sure everyone has an even amount of everything possible. I want to make sure that no one leaves hungry. I want no one going hungry. I want there to be extra space." Okay, then you can look at doing, a third pound of 2 meats, and then
you can get more precise when when you have an event that they're plating shit or whatever.
I was about to ask, that was my second question to follow up, because I understand you have a food truck, but you also have to where if the venue, i.e. like mine, has a prep kitchen.
Yep.
Do you kind of
they can cater.
Pull the truck up, you can cater the
We don't even. I mean,
do you have servers or do you not do servers?
Normally, what we do is we do like buffet style stuff if we're doing anything.
Okay.
And we've done stuff like with Cape Fear Botanical Gardens with like 400 or 500 people, where we have
that's
like
a lot of people.
Yeah.
They do some good shit, dude.
And I mean, we've done some military stuff where it's upwards close to 1,000 people.
How do you keep the food warm? Do you keep your truck there?
We
have
Schaefer dishes, man.
Yeah, we have chafing dishes. You have chafing dishes that you serve it in, but we actually use a lot of like heat lockers, and specifically ones like they're called by a company called Cambro, which you should probably look into getting some of those for you just to have.
It's like solid
like
fuel
storage, almost like a.
No, it's solid fuel.
No. A Cambro is like a glorified insulated cooler, like those double-walled mugs that you keep things hot.
So it's like mermites.
So whatever thing you put in there at like straight up finished cooking temperature
will
hold above food safe temperatures for upwards of 8 hours.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So we use a lot of Cambros to shuffle
what a lot of people
Holy
do
crap.
is they use the
especially with the truck, because you
dishes.
don't have power on it when you're driving, so you can't keep the heaters warming if you have like a warmer on the truck.
That's one of my
question, they use like chafing dishes, and then you'll use like a what do you call it?
An hour and a half.
The solid fuel,
So
the solid fuel candles that I'm talking about that go under the
yeah. We have those too.
That's what most people do. If you have a 3-4 hour event or whatever, that's perfect.
My point is ultimately what I'm getting at, I think we're all on the same pages here, is like if we had an event out here in Rock MI venue, which is an hour and a half from your location, you have an hour and a half to get there to keep that food warm.
Realistically,
an hour and a half.
From downtown.
Yeah, downtown Fayetteville all the way out to outside of Rockingham.
A food truck
that's an hour and a half.
Dude, it takes me about 40 minutes to
Oh,
get here.
it takes
me about 40 minutes to get here.
It takes me 40 minutes to get from where I'm at in Rayford.
It's an hour 15 if you drive a normal vehicle, but if you got a food truck, you're driving.
I'm in Rayford.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I'm in Rayford.
Yeah,
And it takes me a while to get out there.
But you have also like inverters that you can
like
run
50 minutes.
the heater off of. And for some of us, like if you have a generator box, you can run the generator while you drive and have everything plugged in.
Right.
Still where all of your equipment's still heating and cooling. But generally speaking, for stuff like that,
you have a business request already in the live chat.
Good,
nice.
Good. Send it.
Donna Cunningham.
Good.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
How you doing?
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for coming here.
Through both episodes the entire time.
My bad.
Thank you.
Fowler's
My bad.
Amazing.
My bad for the first half.
Send your information.
So for 20 people, would you drive to Rayford?
with the food truck,
No, just for 20 people, would you drive to Rayford?
like to deliver food.
Sure.
Or serve, yeah.
Well, no, I mean like my.
Well, no, hold on.
Donna
Mike,
Cunningham.
I want to know. Would you drive to Rayford for 20 people?
Literally my mom.
I mean, if it was just like, hey, look, you want to have food for 20 people.
That's my mom.
I know who it is.
Hi, Mom.
Our literal only viewer right now.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Hey.
Mom.
Okay.
We got more. My brothers are online right now. I think they're on YouTube, not Facebook.
No, this
is the
We have
YouTube.
2 live viewers right now.
Oh, okay.
So tell your
One of
brothers.
them
they need
is
to tune
me.
in. Your brothers need to tune in.
They
Yeah.
have.
But
They did
the
on the
answer
first
is-
one.
And then they got bored.
Yeah.
No. We
No, something
started
happened.
over.
Something happened.
Something happened, and
Yeah.
I was
What-
stupid.
something happened.
Would I drive a food truck to an event for 20 people? Absolutely not. Would I?
What's your minimum?
Would I deliver food that far? I'd send my dad to do it.
Okay. Well, let's,
I mean,
let's
that's
be
dead
real.
serious.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's think.
He likes
different.
delivering.
Let's
Our policy is we don't deliver at all. We don't do any of the delivery services. We don't have a delivery driver.
Mm-hmm.
We don't deliver caterings without a charge. And there's a minimum. Normally it's about like $500.
Right.
That's fair,
Um,
actually.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, if it's a friend of the family, I'll send my dad
Right.
to go fucking deliver
Right.
some
Okay.
goddamn food.
But if you're gonna
Yeah.
if you're gonna take your vehicle somewhere, what's your minimal? I mean, besides,
if we're driving the food truck, if I'm gonna serve less than 100 plates, I'm gonna be upset.
really,
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
So
because,
100's your minimal.
because it just depends on what it is. Now, if I can run a partial menu, I can serve less than that. But to serve a full menu on the food truck when we were still running it, cooking a full menu on the truck meant that we had enough to serve about 100 people minimum.
Okay.
Like we
that's
could
good.
cook smaller than that and still have a full menu. So
Okay.
if I cook a full menu and I don't serve close to 100 people, I'm going to be sad because the food that doesn't get sold gets thrown away.
Agreed.
So that's
But they've already prepaid for that, right?
No.
Hey, if I'm,
Now,
if
if
I'm
they're
late in the
prepaid-
morning, you know why.
What'd you say?
Hey, I know.
No,
so
if they're no,
I said if I'm
on
late in
that,
the morning, you
on
know
that
why.
aspect, I know like 3 different homeless shelters that
No,
you
no,
can
no,
drop
well-
that food off.
you
No.
can't.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't.
It's illegal.
Illegal.
You cannot sell or take prepared food and donate it.
Talk to. Matter of fact, that is
What
a
the
great
fuck?
time for you to
Cannot
talk to the
Yeah, it's illegal.
someone who's running for mayor right now.
No
his
shit.
his name is Franco, and he's a great fucking guy. And I really,
Wait,
really
State law.
hope.
Yeah, it's a
That's
state law.
fucked.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucked.
But
So, is that health department?
mayors.
If
No,
you
it's a state
can't,
law.
if
Can
you,
fucking-
if
It's state-
you
it's state
as
health
a
code.
business
State
cannot
health
fucking
code.
like give away
No.
some food that's already
No.
cooked.
No,
No.
no.
So
fucked.
okay, then if you
Fucked.
do here's but
Abso-fucking-lutely
hold on,
right.
hold on.
Fucked.
I think there's a way around that law, and you correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me. If
Cities can get
if-
around it.
Hold on. If I hire you to do my event, right,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a lot of leftover food, can
You give him
I
the food.
donate that food?
Yes, but you can get ticketed.
You can get ticketed for doing it.
But no, I've already
That
paid
is
for all the
fucked.
It doesn't,
food.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The-
If you're
I will no long-
distributing,
I will no
if
longer
you're
be liable.
distributing food without a health department license, you can get ticketed.
That is
I
so
will know.
fucked.
It absolves
get
my
arrested.
liability.
You can
Because
get
I've
absolved.
done
my
that.
liability,
I mean,
but
because
not
I
yours.
hosted an
Yeah,
event at my
no.
house or
There's
Father's Day
there's-
weekend.
There are
and
people that come.
I love
to,
that event.
There's
I
people
love
that
that event,
there's
by
people
the
that
way.
come to my restaurant
So-
that sometimes buy 10 sandwiches, just quick sandwiches, just barbecue, put the salt on the side, put the sauce on the
Right.
side, put everything in here, put some fries in it, and they get 10 of them. And he's like, I'm gonna go take them to the homeless. That guy can get in legal trouble
Yes.
for doing that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't.
Holy fuck.
Because I've sold it to an individual when he
Right.
does it. This is his
Yeah.
own problem.
No, absolutely. Because
Now-
I've actually gave it to the VFW, and the VFW, because the VFW takes food all the time from
Yes.
anybody, and
So non-perishable stuff, a completely different story.
Yeah, non-perishables
because
are completely
that's
different, yeah.
considered merchandise. It's
well,
not
that's what I'm
considered.
saying.
It's not
they
considered
made me
hot
barbecue. They made me barbecue, and I had 50 pounds of chicken left over,
food.
cooked,
Non-perishable.
and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Non-perishable,
No,
you
this
can go
is
hand it
perishable.
out
This
to.
is cooked chicken.
But what I'm talking about is anything
Now the
that's considered
VFW
warm
may have
food.
that license.
Yeah.
No.
Well, most of the,
No?
well,
No.
no,
Okay,
no,
no.
yes,
No,
yes.
no, and I'll tell you why. They would have to get it on an individual basis
That's true.
because it's a permit.
yeah.
Those permits have to be approved. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
So let me tell you about.
What's the
a sto-
difference
it's
of me
fucking
cooking
stupid.
a fucking
So
hot
I'll-
dog and
so
hamburger barbecue at
I'm
my
gonna
house
go and
and serve
say
my friends and
I'm gonna
family?
go. I'm gonna go and
Yes.
say it because I'm
Exactly.
I'm out of the army now.
Exactly.
Really?
I'm out of the army.
Wow.
I'm out of the
That's not
reserve.
You
illegal.
better hope no one at your
So-
fucking cookout is homeless.
So let me tell you guys
Yeah.
about a story.
Wow.
I was in California. I went to a unit out of San Jose. It was a
That's
reserve
where homeless
unit.
people come from.
A lot of them, right?
Jesus Christ.
So
No, they come from Charlotte.
So check it out.
where they're
Anytime we got catered food. It was usually from like Golden Corral or like a
Yeah.
buffet place.
Yeah, for sure.
right. I had like fucking at least 60 or 70 pounds worth of food.
Right.
It was chicken, beef, mashed potatoes. I had a whole stack in my back of my rental, right? Back of my rental. I was TDY over there. My cousin lived there in San Jose. And I was like, hey, man, where's the nearest veterans homeless shelter? And he took me right to it. And he's like, what are you about to do? I'm about to donate all this food. Because I was the supply guy, right? So I was feeding everybody.
Yeah.
And they had all this leftover food. I'm like, are you guys not
going to fucking throw it in the
I was
dumpster.
like, are you guys like throwing this away? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, donate this to the local VA or like whatever.
It's done under the guise of public health. So they don't want people who might be giving out expired or like whatever food. But it's horseshit.
So
the whole thing is
when I
horseshit.
pulled up to this fucking homeless shelter, that was a veteran-based homeless shelter, right? I pulled up and I had all this food. They looked at me, and this is like 2000. This is like 2000, like 2012. It was about like 2011 ish, 2012. And so like this guy, and so I went up there for drill, right? We're about to deploy, and long story long, we got turned down to deploy because they're all fucked up. But
that'll happen.
Yeah. So the supply sergeant was like, he was like throwing all this shit in the dumpster. I was like, no, wait, what are you doing? I was like, I will donate it to like a homeless shelter or something. Yeah. Like we're in San Jose. I was like, yeah, like I'll donate. Call my cousin who lives in San Jose. He lived out the beach at the time, and I was like, hey man, where's the nearest homeless shelter that's like veteran based? And he's like, oh, like I got an address for it right here. I was like, I'll go with you. I was like, cool, right on.
There's so many loopholes here. I'm
so when
lost.
but the thing is, like, they couldn't accept it legally. They couldn't accept it.
But
so what they made me do is that they made me dump it on the curb.
Yep.
And they came and got it.
Yep.
And they served.
Can a company not donate to a homeless shelter?
No.
Dude, so there's
this.
Really,
so
you can't donate.
It cannot.
There are these YouTubers.
I get no. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. I get a phone call 24 hours later.
Let him finish.
24 hours later from the director of that homeless shelter.
Right.
Just thanking me in tears. Thanking me.
Yeah, it's the system.
Because it fed them.
Yeah.
It fed
It's the
everybody.
fucking system that's fine.
And they had so much. They had so much it was left over.
Yeah.
And it was some shit that we had for a drill.
There are these YouTubers.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
There's these fucking YouTubers that literally were doing like pranks and this and that and the other or whatever. They were just doing stupid shit, just trying to get fucking hit the algorithm and get views and try to make money off of ad revenue and shit, right? That's what every YouTuber is really trying to do or whatever, you know? Turn it into a full-time job. Good on them. Nothing wrong with that. But these guys were like, hey, we are specifically not monetizing this video because we want to bring awareness to YouTubers who go and do these things where they give homeless people money and da-da-da-da-da so they can get all this, so they can get a bunch of ad revenue. And he's like, we want to let you guys know that's bullshit. We're going to help a bunch of people today, and we are specifically not monetizing this video because we literally want this to go viral, and we want to inspire people to just go do it, the same thing. You don't get anything out of this other than knowing.
Inspire anybody, man.
Other than knowing that you're helping people that need the help, right? And so guess what they did? They went and bought like 30 pizzas from a local pizzeria. This is in California. Went and bought 30 pizzas from a local pizzeria. They publicized the fuck out of this video because they wanted people to see it, right? And I say more fucking power to them. Like, fuck yeah. They specifically stated, we are not trying to monetize this video. We are not monetizing it. We are manually demonetizing it. We don't want ad revenue. We don't want to get anything out of this other than spreading love and spreading help human beings, right? And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, that's cool shit, right? They were specifically calling out people who do that shit to get views and get fucking likes and this, that, and the other. Mind you, they're probably going to get views and likes for it. I get that. But they went out and bought like 30 fucking pizzas, 30 extra large pizzas, and they threw it in the back of a car. They were moving like they were on fucking meth because they knew. They were warned multiple fucking times while they were doing this. Hey, just so you guys know, if any fucking authorities catch wind of this, they're going to come shut you down. And they were like, let's go. They went out to a fucking location, Skid Row area, right? Yeah. And they just started handing out pizza. And as soon as they saw a cop, they literally throw like 3 or 4 pizzas out on the curb and they'd move. They went to another location. They started handing out pizza. Another cop shows up. They fucking throw like 3 or 4 pizzas out on the curb. Gone.
Yeah, protect and serve, right? Protect and fucking serve.
Yeah, exactly, right? So they knew, because they were serving these pizzas on paper plates, right? Like, hey, come get a slice, come get a slice, come get a slice, come get a slice, right? And they're handing out like 2 slices at a time or whatever, right? And then as soon as the cops showed up, they knew that the cops were going to drag their ass or whatever because they're like, man, we don't like doing it. Because the cops don't want to go shut these people down. That's not like the fucking officers that are there are like, fuck these guys. That's their job.
Debatable.
They have to do that.
Debatable.
Right?
There's a lot of cocksuckers out there amongst the fucking
absolutely.
good dudes.
There is. But let's be honest. If anyone in this room was a cop, would you want to go fucking shut somebody down that was handing out food to the homeless? No. Right?
Ask Gina Hawkins.
So stop it. I don't think she's available for comment because she's too busy with her investigation. But anyway, so they would throw like 3 or 4 more pizzas. However many people they gauged were in line to come get food, they'd just be like, psh, they'd throw the pizzas out on the curb and they'd be like, we're gone. And they'd let them distribute it amongst themselves. No one's in trouble now at that point because they didn't. Hey, somebody dumped it on the side of the road, man. They're not getting tickets for that. Plus, where are they gonna send the ticket? They're homeless. Those homeless people aren't getting tickets for fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I remember when I dumped that food off. They were like, "Hey, dump it on the curb. Dump it on the curb."
That's literally.
So like, I literally
they
went
had a
in there.
lawyer tell them.
Wow.
They had a lawyer tell them.
I went in there with a big thing of chicken, and they said they told me to get out and put it on the curb. They literally told me that.
Yep.
And like as a veteran,
They
as
had
a
a
fucking
fucking
combat
lawyer tell
veteran,
them.
You felt
that
like
shit fucking hurt me.
They had
And
a
that
lawyer.
Shit fucking shook. And my
A lawyer
cousin,
told them.
My cousin was like, "What the fuck?"
Because
Because I went and picked up my,
Dude,
I went and picked up my cousin and was like, "Hey, we're gonna go take this," because he told me where it was.
Because you're doing it out
where
of respect.
This, where
you
this,
just want to
exactly.
hand chicken to another fucking
Right,
man
you
so
want
he
to
can
fucking
eat,
you want to
know?
distribute food to other human beings who need fucking food. Right.
that was fucked.
And it's
If
fucked to be
that
like,
was so
oh, you got to
fucked,
dump it
dude.
on the fucking curb.
I've had my,
that's so
by
fucked.
the way, I've had my D214, and I'm good. I'm out. But
All
this
of
is
us
when I
are.
was in the reserves, and let me tell you how much the fucking reserves waste fucking money on catering. And so I grabbed
true.
all
I mean-
that
I mean-
extra food in
That is
San
true.
Jose.
Wait, are you
Downtown
saying the
San-
United
San
States
Jose.
government has fraud, waste, and abuse?
Stop it.
wow.
Get out of
Look,
town.
Stop it.
Stop.
Hey,
Fuck 'em.
let's just
And fuck him. And so the thing is, like this dude, I said, "Hey, here's." So
Let's-
this supply store, this
We
supply
get
store.
shut down real quick. Right?
No, fuck that. Fuck that.
No, we won't.
He's
So-
like, this supply sergeant, Sergeant Drapery, his motherfucker.
This particular dude, I gave
Naming
an
him.
address to. I was like, "Hey, here's where you need to drop it off. If you have extra fucking
Drop my
food,
dick in your mouth.
whatever, drop it
Okay,
off there on the
but-
curb, and they will fucking take
They
it."
literally
Hold
had
on,
they
hold on,
literally
hold on.
had a lawyer.
There is a
to
sidebar.
wrap up the YouTube thing.
There
and
is
then
a sideways.
Hold on, just to wrap up the YouTube thing. These YouTubers were told by a lawyer, if law enforcement shows up, just take however many pizzas you think will feed the rest of the people that were in line to get food, and just drop it off on the curb and leave.
Okay, so there is a way around it, and I'll be quick with this. Ultimately, if the homeless shelter is supported by a 501c, you can get C3C. I know, I back it up. Sorry. You can donate that food to that 501, and that 501 can give that food to those homeless people. I do know
It
that
depends.
for a fact.
It
No,
depends.
because
It depends.
It does depend.
Is it
hold
is it
on,
a
wait.
state of emergency?
Nope.
Is it-
This is an
yes.
event. If they're hosting any.
It also depends on the type of 501c3.
Yes.
If you're
Right.
if you're
Yes.
hosting an
Yes,
event,
it does.
if you're hosting an event that you're supporting what are the fucking name it? Supporting
YouTube
veterans,
disclaimer:
supporting-
we are not claiming to be legal authorities, and we are not
Oh,
giving
yeah.
legal advice. There,
Good.
go ahead.
There you go, Tom. Good job. So the 501 that I'm a part of, we do that all
Disclaimer.
the time, and we have a local restaurant that donates food to our event annually every year, and we give that food out,
So, Marty,
Okay.
real quick.
and that is within our legal parameters.
I know the viewers can't hear me, but the 501c3 that we're starting for my disaster relief organization, when you're organizing your 501c3 with the IRS, you have to specify whether or not your organization will support other organizations. If you aren't, and you wind up doing that, you can lose your 501c3 nonprofit status. Just
Yes.
FYI.
It keeps my cable.
So it
Yeah.
depends on the 501c3.
And it depends on the situation. So in a state of emergency, no one's handing out tickets for distributing food out
No,
to people.
we're talking.
Oh,
about
they
our
will
brother-
be.
We're
There
talking
will
about our
be.
Brother
No.
in Need event that we
No.
host
They won't.
annually every year. I'm not gonna say the
You're
restaurant,
talking about
but
dude,
in
dude,
our area.
We would go out to fucking we would go out to communities that were affected by disasters and shit and hand out food, MREs, non-perishable shit.
No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
No, that's what I'm talking about right now.
Think about a parking lot event that, let's use my
during,
event.
but during
that is
a
different.
declared
That is different.
state of emergency.
It's not a state of emergency. Let's
no one fucking says shit.
But that is different than just going to a homeless shelter and just dropping off cooked food, or going and finding a homeless person on the side of the street and giving them cooked food.
But they're invited to come to our event.
So soup kitchens,
right? But again,
we actually have shelters that come to our event, and we invite them. Yes.
But what I'm saying is, like, soup kitchens and shit like that, they just go overhead while someone's pissing.
Yeah, but
like they have to get special permits.
But
and you have to pay
that
for
restaurant
them.
does not, and we do not.
That might be specific to Rockingham.
To our event. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's in Fayetteville. But what I'm getting at is
specific to the event.
And we invite shelters, from women's shelters to orphanages, to our event, and they can eat on the food that is donated from the specific restaurant.
But but that's something that has to be done through an event that
gets a permit.
We're a 501, and
you don't necessarily have to. The restaurant that's donating the food would have to get a permit stating that the end
maybe we don't know about it because
the end user of our product could be whoever, right?
Okay.
And it's only from this time to this time on this date to this date.
That's how alcohol sales work, but yes.
It's the exact same thing.
That's pathetic. Jesus Christ.
No, and the reason for that is, and you have to meet this specific health standard.
I'm not sure what the restaurant may do.
The food has to be.
I'm not sure.
The food has to be prepared during this date to this date.
I'll be honest with you, no one's ever asked us to do anything like that, so I've never looked into it beyond what I know just off of like what we're required to do with our food waste.
I get it.
What prepared food is.
And our food's always been used up. I mean, ultimately, when we host our event annually, I mean, we're on the 6th year now. I mean, this has been very common, but we host it in their parking lot on their premises that they own. I can promise you,
someone is getting a permit.
And
I promise you.
And they ultimately give us the space. They say, hey, you use the parking lot as your block party, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And we host the event
that for
with
KMS?
our 501. That is for our for our Brother in Need event.
Yeah.
And we host it. They support us. We actually put beer on tap inside their bar. They provide free food to an extent of how many pizzas, some things they provide to our event.
For sure.
And so the participants.
Let me know when the next one of those is.
Absolutely. It's in August, first week in August.
Okay.
And every participant that comes here has free. I want to say free. They have the privilege and the ability to walk inside, whether they're from whatever community, able to walk in and get a free piece of pizza under our organization.
That's good. I guarantee you, somewhere in the process, someone in that process is purchasing a permit. I guarantee it.
Okay. I mean, that must be from the restaurant.
Ask
itself.
questions.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ask questions. I guarantee somewhere in that process is buying a permit.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
so the excuse,
I
and I call it an excuse. I call it an excuse. The excuse is, well, for health reasons, public health reasons, we can't just allow anyone to go out and just hand out food to people
because you could be
what if they're poisoning
dogs.
them?
Yeah,
what if they're poisoning? What if they want to kill the entire homeless community or whatever?
That's crazy.
So there's that.
And we can what if all day long, but Jesus Christ, that is insane. That's
Ballistic Liberty says, I want to ask Tom what it's like to be so cute.
Oh, Jesus, we're done with that.
Well,
Ballistic,
it's a hard job.
Well,
it's a hard job.
Ballistic Liberty, I just want to go ahead and say thanks for producing most of this show so far.
How much time
I thought you were going home because you had PT in the morning.
Hold on. How much time do we have left on this?
Couple minutes.
Okay.
A few minutes.
Let's
hang on. Shout out to Ballistic Liberty. Please check out the live chat. They're in there. Go like their page. He is starting a YouTube channel. It's going to be gun reviews, takedowns, cleaning instructions, some really cool shit. He's also going to be going over like the actual ballistics of different types of ammunition and different firearms. He's going to have a lot of cool shooting videos, how-tos, and he's going to be reviewing affordable optics and accessories for firearms for your average firearm owner instead of buying super expensive high grade shit.
I'm not going to buy you a tick.
He's going to be going over your fire fields, your sight marks, amazing in their performance and their affordability.
And their product is so great.
I would like to go around the table.
Are you trying to get sponsored? You personally?
No, here. Hey, Chris.
Not going to lie, that would be awesome.
I like to go around the table. We'll start with Mikey. I like to call it an advice segment. I want you to give us advice to the viewers of whatever your disclaimer, whatever it may be, whether it's small business, personal, club life, anything. Just give advice.
All right. So
hold on. And this is for each individual person around this table. We're going to give advice, and from our point of view of some things that viewers may not know.
Make it quick. We got
things
like 10 minutes.
Viewers don't know.
Okay.
Give them advice that they can't find from Google.
So if you're going to buy an Indian, don't. You're stupid.
All right. Will.
Okay.
Give us some advice.
No. So let's all support some local businesses.
I like Indians, actually.
All right. So
fun fact, 67 cents of every dollar you spend at a local business stays inside of the community.
It absolutely does.
There you go.
Absolutely does.
Golf clap. Everyone golf clap. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mikey.
Fuck.
Mikey's advice is rapid
All right.
advice.
We'll come back.
We'll
We'll come back to
Mikey.
Mikey.
Think about it,
We'll
Mikey.
come back to Mikey. Fowler.
Vortex.
Oh, stop,
Damn it.
Mikey.
All right. Fowler. Tell the viewers
Give us
something
some
they could never find on
small business advice
on Google.
Oh, I was going to lead with something different. I'm going to say, when you're caught with your lovely lady friend, make sure to bring some bleach. And I just get that stain right out.
That's so good.
All right.
Do you know why Bill Clinton never named their dog Spot?
What's that?
Because he didn't want to run around the White House going, "Come Spot, come Spot."
No, I would say shit.
What's the difference between Bill Clinton and a screwdriver?
Jesus Christ, Tom, can we not get to advice?
One turns and screws, and the other one screws and turns.
Jesus Christ.
That's so awfully good.
Send it, Will. What you got, brother? Give me some advice.
Give us,
I would say shit. I don't know.
all right.
I would say just like
Marty.
from like recent.
No, I got one. I got one.
I mean, I
After
guess like
Marty. I got
basic shit, but just from like recent stuff with it. Take risks, especially if you're doing something like small business stuff like that. But do it in moderation. Like you don't want to half-ass something,
whole ass.
but you don't want to whole ass something without thinking it through.
Yes.
So make sure whatever you're doing, have a plan to do it.
Plan it.
Make sure that you have as many eventualities mapped out as you can. You're not going to be able to overthink everything and figure everything out before you do it.
Yeah, unless you're a woman.
Whoa.
But even then, they won't.
Whoa.
I mean,
okay.
All
right. Let's edit that.
That
Let's
was a
edit
little-
that.
that was
Let's
a little
edit that.
personal.
Let's edit that.
That was a little personal. I'm sorry.
That's way personal.
Yeah.
Wow, Taylor, you can stab him later. No,
she will.
Yeah.
With her dick.
First of all.
Jesus Christ.
Her strap on.
First of all.
Mikey,
get
shut up. God,
First of all.
let Will speak.
That's really it, man. I wish more people would do things like that. Take chances. Regretfully invite some of their friends to be on podcasts with them so that they can.
That's right. Shake chances.
Yeah.
Regretfully.
Always shake chances.
Take some chances with some people. And like do the thing that you think could make you happy.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I got
fucking
something.
yes.
I got something.
Go.
So
Jesus Christ, Mike.
He's been inspired.
No, I've been inspired because you know why we're all here? Because we're all here as friends. Like all of us at this table are friends for some reason.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Right? No,
We're
shut the
10
fuck
minutes
up.
of him explaining how
Shut
we're
the
all
fuck
friends
up.
before he can even get to it.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, look
We're
at
all,
the
yeah,
producer
I know, wrap
saying,
it up.
wrap it up.
Yeah. We're all friends for a reason. We're here together. We're having this fucking conversations, and we're fucking talking about some weird fucking shit. We're talking about some weird issues, right? We can do this because we're friends.
Yes.
And we have the power to do that. It's
Yeah.
great. It's awesome. And so if you're going to dream big. If you're going to fucking think you're going to – and not only that –
Now listen, my pal Epstein had some weird issues.
And demonetized.
If you're going to work hard –
Deplatform.
If you're going to work hard. There we go.
All right, guys. I'm going to give you some advice from Foxford
Go,
Farm.
Marty.
All right, so Foxford Farm.
And I'll wrap it up.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I've got a piece of advice.
Foxford
We
Farm
can
has
rotate
taken some huge fucking risk. And I will say that we have a lot invested in this and what I'm going with, but what I will give advice for is if you own 5 acres or more, get you some chickens, throw them on your land. I don't care any type of poultry. Oh, hold on. Listen. I'm trying to give you a tax benefit and how to save you some money. Get you if you have 5 acres or more, get you some chickens, get you some goats, get you any type of livestock. Show production. Within 3 years, show $10,000 in profit. That could be from selling eggs, if you want to fucking sell some goats. I don't give a fuck.
Sell some goats.
Listen. You will get a tax exemption from the state. Therefore, nothing on your property, including your house, your vehicles, any structure on your premises
will be tax exempt.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you can rent space out of your house as an office back to yourself and
that is
create
correct.
more of a tax deduction.
Yep.
There's a little bit of small advices that I'll give. If you have 5 acres or more,
Hire a CPA.
Oh God, yeah, that could be probably one of the biggest advices.
Number one, yeah.
Always have a CPA. I have a CPA. I'll give a shout out to Michael Mitchell. He's out of Hope Mills, North Carolina.
Mitchell, my same initials.
He doesn't deal with personal, but if you have a business, he will deal with you.
Yeah.
Find you a
very
CPA.
good CPA for
Absolutely
for
one of the best beneficial. But how are you a CPA that doesn't just do your taxes? Because H&R Block will do your fucking taxes.
Yeah, no.
How are you a CPA that will actually educate you throughout the year? Because that's what you're paying him for.
Get you a CPA that looks at you like I look at Marty.
No, listen. If you're paying $1,200 for your CPA annually, call that motherfucker throughout the year and say, "Hey, I'm about to buy this vehicle. Should I buy it now or should I wait a few months before see what my deductible should be?"
And then he'll tell you that you needed to buy something that actually is like a dual axle one, so it's over the weight limit, so that
6,000 pounds.
Exactly.
So
I thought it was 70-something hundred.
Nope,
6,000. 6,000. Okay.
It's like 6,000, 6,500, 6,200. It's something like that. It's in the 6,000 range.
If you got to wait to tag,
what my
you're good
point
to go.
is me and Will are telling you, find you a CPA, find one that will educate you throughout the process. That is my biggest advice because my CPA is my biggest teacher throughout the last year with my business. Because a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'll write off this, or I'll write off that, or I'll write off this." Bullshit. No, you won't. Because unless it meets the parameters of how your tax bracket is set up and how your business is set up, you cannot write it off. Just because you bought shit at Lowe's doesn't mean you can write it off.
Right.
All right? That doesn't fall under deductibles. Sorry. Apologize. I can't even speak right now.
Deductibles.
So, create yourself an LLC. I don't give a fuck if you just live in a single wide on 1 acre, on half an acre, quarter acre, tenth of an acre of land. Create an LLC. Protect yourself. I'm telling you, these are the small little things.
If you're gonna fuck up, you better fuck up.
No. These are tax deductibles. Save you money. That's what we're here for, right? Let's talk. Let's talk about saving money. Everyone's creating Etsy accounts. Everyone's fucking building tumblers with fucking writing their fucking little graphics on them and putting stickers on shit. All right, the IRS doesn't fucking play around. Figure out how to use that shit to your advantage and how to write off those those transactions that you're making at Hobby Lobby.
Jerk off those transactions.
No. If you shop at
no, being serious, you better write off that shit.
Listen. But if you for example, Tractor Supply, you go in there if you have that tax deductible.
That was a full bottle of Jameson.
You go in there and you tell them, "Hey, look, this is my exemption code." You give it to them. Guess what? Every transaction you make at Tractor Supply is tax free. That means dog food,
Traction
cat
Supply,
food, fucking anything you fucking purchase.
Gotta go with Traction
anything.
Supply. Traction Supply is great.
And you can use that.
One time, I let Bill Gates get it from the
See,
rear.
we can bullshit here all day long
All right,
about
guys.
fucking all this shit,
All
but
right.
I'm trying to save y'all money.
No,
Cut me off. Fuck it. I'll save my money. Fuck y'all.
All right. So to sum up what Marty was saying.
Fuck that. End it.
To sum up what Marty was saying.
Fuck that, end it.
If you shop at, I'm going to sum up what Marty was saying. If you shop at Lowe's, it doesn't mean you can do deductions.
It does.
if you go to Traction Supply,
so first of all,
you got to make sure you pay attention to your years.
So first of all, one of the smartest men ever.
No, hold on a second.
In my life.
Hold on a second.
Amazing man.
Are you fucking kidding me? Marty is smarter than everyone in this room.
He
I'm
is
sorry.
in this room. Smartest man I've ever fucking known in my life. Combined.
But he drives a Ford.
That is true.
Well,
so let me say, I'm going to give my 2 cents.
said.
I'm going to give my 2 cents. Everybody put in their little thing that you can't Google. I'm going to go ahead and say, this is going to play literally off of what Mikey said and Will said. Do your research. Work towards doing something that you love. You know, the whole cliche, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. It's fucking true.
It's kind of a lie. It's kind of a lie, though.
It's very true.
Do your research.
It's also kind of a lie.
It's also going to be very. It's going to be very stressful. But
do your research. Prepare for the things that you can expect. Right, whether they're going to happen or not. Prepare for them, and whole ass it. Don't half-ass it, because if you half-ass it, you're not going to want to do it. You're going to be like, I don't have time to do this.
So if you're not going 120% in your fucking career, if you're not getting yelled at to stop, you're not doing a fucking good thing.
Right. Whole asset.
All right.
All right.
So
Mike.
whole asset. So speaking of whole asset, hey, listen, I'm gonna try and be quick since everybody else wants to be long-winded as fuck. All right, listen, I'm gonna give you some real-world free advice from an IT professional who's been doing this shit for almost 2 decades. Okay, so real quick.
Turn it off and back on
now,
again.
Listen,
first
no,
before
seriously.
calling.
Hey, look, I'm gonna give you some real 2022 advice. No, listen, seriously, this is real advice. Okay. The reality is that fucking your information is the most valuable commodity in the fucking world right now.
Invest.
Okay, Facebook has fucking proven that. There are a lot of motherfuckers out there, probably 90% of the people watching tonight, I guarantee you, use the same fucking password across multiple accounts.
Salting is a thing.
Shut the fuck up. Get yourself a password management solution such as Bitwarden or LastPass. There's multiple out there. Get one.
Bitwarden
use
is free
it to manage,
and easy to use.
Use it. Bitwarden is free and easy to use, but use it to manage your fucking credentials. Okay.
Or use 7 dogs.
Do not reuse the same fucking password anywhere.
Password 1 2 3 4 bang bang.
Thank you. Do not reuse the same fucking password anywhere. Period. End of discussion. Your microphones are cut off. All right. Get yourself a password manager. Use randomized strong passwords everywhere. Use that password manager to keep your shit safe. Trust me, your financial and personal information are more valuable than anything else in this fucking world aside from your life. Keep that shit safe. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. We're going to go ahead and get the fuck out of here because I'm hungry. I'm going to Taco Bell. What? We're going to go to main cam real quick so we can get the fuck out of here. So everybody say goodbye. And then I cut the intro, right? So goodbye. Bye.